What is up? What is up, good people? What's up, good people? We are back in the building. I'd like to thank you. Well, first unforced error of the day said I would like to thank you. I meant to say I would like to thank everybody. But see, y'all didn't know that. I could have faked it. But what's up, and shout out to everybody in the building today. Thank you for coming on in. Make sure you hit the like button as you make it in, whether you're catching it right now or you're catching it after it's uploaded. Make sure you hit that like button. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it started. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mumia Obsidian Ali. You know who I am. I need no introduction, right? And you're listening to the Grown Man Hour with my man Bernard Riley, heard weekdays right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? How about that? Now let's get back on with the show. Thank you.
What's up? What's up? I am far away from the mic, making it back into my seat. Making it back into my seat. Now I'm here. Now I'm ready. Look like I need to make an adjust. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to worry about that. Y'all not going to worry about that. I'm not going to worry y'all about that. That's my own personal business. What I need to do to this dang camera. But shout out to the early bird squads, those that make it in bright and early. Drop a comment before we even get things going. Logan JJ in the building. Women say the darndest thing so much that our men end up in jail and even kill. You in dark. You went dark. I wasn't going that dark. I mean, you're not lying. I didn't say that you said a lie, but that didn't even as far as I wasn't even going there today. That's another show. God dang. RIP went full. Women say the darndest things to RIP Emmett Till. You just came ready to go, didn't you? Kevin Samuels Defense Force, one of the only trolls that really get to rock, even though I don't even know if you're officially a troll, but I do know that that's funny. Why is my chair never positioned where I need it to be? I do know that that's funny. It's a fake Cynthia G that used to hang out, still sometimes stops on in. I let the fake Cynthia G rock, and I let Kevin Samuels' defense force rock. But most people with fake troll accounts, they get sent on their merry way. They get sent on their merry way if you got an account with somebody else's name and somebody else's face. But the Kevin Samuels defense force and the fake Cynthia G is just too hilarious. You could troll if you're funny with it. You can get away with it if it's funny. If it's just mean spirited, no, I can't let you hang. John Dukes in the building says, good morning, Bernard. Peace to the chat. Bowdy Thug in the building. SKC in the building said, what if other races of women said the same thing as black women? You know, low key on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and you do get a little bit of that if you're paying attention. They do say it'd be some non-black women saying some of the same things. Now, like I say before, nothing is on a flat line. Everything is on a bell curve. Percentages matter. Different cultures, different groups, and there I'll even controversially say different genetics produce different things at certain percentage rates in one group versus other groups. But nothing is a flat line. It's rarely a situation where you could say white women are this across the board, Hispanic women are this across the board, black women are this across the board. It's fluctuations in bell curves. I always like to point that out. But yeah, the Fresh and Fit, yeah, you watch this show, yeah, you see some non-black women saying some crazy stuff. He says, do you mean what if other women became more masculine? Those women would be casted away from the community. Shout out to you, Watch Gamer Channel. Leo Anthony in the building says, Peace Bernard in chat. Kim Coleman in the building says, good morning, Bernard, and everyone in the chat. SW1 in the building says, hey, Bernard, Riley, D-Rock, Den, who always come through with a $5 cash app. I don't know if he did it yet, but he always do it. You're going to earn your, well, so many people that should have special greetings, but they don't because I'm lazy. But shout out to Leo Anthony once again. Shout out to D-Rock Den once again. And I've made my way all the way down. I've made my way all the way down to my man Corey Burks. Showing love. Been a while since I caught you live. Absolutely. Haven't seen you here in a minute. Good to see you. Definitely good to see you in the building. Peace, salute, and shout out to you. Thank you for ripping on through with the first super chat of the day. Appreciate it. Theo in the building says, I woke up early. Man, all that money you make, you wake up at 3 a.m. You woke up early. Had to make breakfast in the park before the young white libs figured me out. Theo making $50K a month, but he's still homeless. That's how he rolling. But no, shout out to everybody in the building. We got 100 people in here already. It looked like just Perry sent a $5 cash app. I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody who come through on the cash app end of things. Let me do my due diligence, my pre-show stuff, and pull up the stream myself so I can keep an eye on it, so I can look at it, so I can watch what y'all doing in the chat. You people who be misbehaving in the chat, gotta keep an eye on y'all. So I gotta pull it up, and I gotta hit the like button myself, which I already did. All right, so all that little perfunctory out the way. We almost 10 minutes in. We got 100 people in here. That's about good. That's enough to start the show. It's a number of things that I'm going to get into before I get into the main topic. There's a couple things that jumped out before we get into the main thing, because I'm kind of vague in what I was pointing out. Well, first off, shout out to SW1. I'm not going to play the what do you get for $10 for SW1, even though I want to.
What do we get for $10? everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Yeah, deal with it. Shout out to SW. I appreciate the $10 super chat. Indigenous TV in the building says Bernard dressed like he's selling Buicks in 1981. Peace, brother. That's impossible. It would be impossible for me to do that. I was born in 1982. But that was a fairly decent joke. Fairly decent joke. I give you credit. You get an A for effort on that joke. You really do. D-Rock Den did drop his traditional $5 along with Perry. He dropped it on in there. Shout out to D-Rock Den, M and Perry. This one is for, not D-Rock Den and D-Rock Den, Perry, and Indigenous TV. Shout out to all you brothers coming through dropping $5 on it. All right, I was just silently reading the chat. I apologize for the dead air. But all right, let's get into it. There's a number of things I want to get into. I'm not going to spend that much time talking about the NBA Finals. In fact, I'm not going to talk about it at all. But shout out to Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think I said his name right. Just won Finals MVP, had a really good run. Had 2 years in a row of winning MVP, won Defensive Player of the Year. On his second MVP year, he didn't win MVP this year, but he turned around and won Finals MVP. That's a hell of a run when you have, I think he got a couple scoring titles in that run. When you have a 3-year run, when you get a couple scoring titles, couple MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, and a Finals MVP, you're breaking out on an amazing run. LeBron had a run similar to that, so watch out. Like he's on something amazing. But I'm not going to bore y'all because I know some of y'all like basketball, but some of y'all just fall asleep when I start talking real intricate with basketball. But the part that I want to talk about that's a little relevant to some of the things that we talk about in the sphere, because Kwame Brown has been a de facto connected to the sphere. We pointed out when he started blowing up how he clearly be saying things that people in or around the manosphere be saying. I always pointed out when he go after Stephen A. Smith, I always had some disagreement with him on that, even though I understand why he did it. Stephen A. Smith let him have it for a long time, but he charged Stephen A. Smith up with not caring about black men or black people or black this or black that. Zaddy's boy, as he calls it. I hate that term, but I always thought he was wrong on that. Stephen A. Something big happened, because it's right now, even though it's the NBA Finals was playing, it's technically the NBA off season, which means coaches that got fired, new coaches are being hired. Out of the 8 coaching spots that were available in the NBA, 7 of them were filled with black coaches. Stephen A. Smith has been one of the ones banging the drum about black coaches not getting the same type of jobs, the same quality, the same level of jobs. Stephen A. Smith's been one of the ones banging the drum about that. So that's why I always said, I don't really know what Kwame's talking about, saying that, Stephen A. Smith just do whatever his white handlers say. I didn't necessarily agree with him on that. But Stephen A. Smith has even been called out by Larry Elder. He's been called out by Larry Elder for crying about, racism in the NBA and all of that stuff. When Larry Elder going in on you, chances are you're not you're not really with the go along, get along, make white folks happy game. But shout out to Clue real quick. But one thing that was pointed out, that in the NBA, out of his 30 head coaching jobs in the NBA, as of right now, I won't say because of Stephen A. Smith, but a lot of the people in the sports media like him who are black, who's been driving that point home, complaining about black coaches not getting hired, they got it to the point now where almost half of the coaches in the NBA are black. And when you consider the fact that white men coach basketball just as much as black men, if not more, or is that their percentage rate or population percentage wise, that's overachieving. If you understand what I'm saying. If you're 13% of the male population, but if you're occupying 50% of the jobs in a particular field, you're overperforming in that particular job, in that particular arena. And I used to disagree. And this is a point that I want to make here. I used to disagree with Stephen A. Smith when he was saying, "Hey, black coaches don't get offered, gigs like the white coaches." And I used to say, I disagree. Doc Rivers, Tyronn Lue got handed a championship in Cleveland. They get good gigs all the time. So I didn't know what he was talking about. I wasn't really feeling what he was saying. I wasn't really on board with what Stephen A. Smith was saying, but all that crying and complaining, all that social justice warriorism ended up getting a lot of black men into some positions. So now I'm looking at it from a perspective where I'm a little bit, and I'll be keeping my eyes on this. I'm a little divided on, I don't like when black men go to acting like damsels in distress, getting in on the whining and complaining about this, about that, about, oh, it's racism here, it's racism there, blah, 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 blah. I don't like when we hop on that train or on that wagon, but whether or not that could be adequately used to produce some results, which it has, or that crying and complaining has produced some results. So you got to look at it. You got to look at it a little different. So it may be some content coming down the line on that one. Maybe some content coming down the line on that one. But shout out to Clue in the building with you. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Number 16 in the building said a broken clock is right twice a day. Are you saying Stephen A. Smith is the broken clock? I presume that's what you're saying. Stephen A. Smith is undoubtedly the broken clock. And I assume you think that he was right for complaining about the lack of black coaches, even though black coaches have always been, okay, you said yes. Black coaches have been coaching in the NBA pretty much at population percentage, but the majority of the players are black, and people often go from playing to coaching. You would think it'd be more black coaches, but if you're performing at half almost right now, it's almost like, can the complaining resort to power? Asian people talking about Asian hate and all of that stuff moved them in a position where they got something done. But again, there's being organized and having money and this or that. But either way, they did play that victim card. They did weaponize the notion of victimhood. You can weaponize victimhood to get into position. Now, I'm not with that stuff. I'm not with it. I don't like it, and I'm not doing it. But it's an interesting dynamic when we start seeing results from people doing it. Interesting dynamic when we see how people will bend, put it like that. People will bend to that whole dynamic. They will bend to it. But shout out to number 16 in the building. Shout out to Snuggles in the building. Appreciate Snuggles coming on.
Hi, I'm Snuggle. Snuggly softness. That's really less expensive.
Shout out to Snuggles. She says, if they ever get a job from the position of weakness, would they ever be in position of strength? And would they ever have true respect? That's actually a good question. I always kind of felt like that when they like when the NFL said you have to mandatorily interview at least 3 black coaches before you hire somebody. You don't have to hire a black person, but you got to interview at least 3. The coach got to come in. The coach got to ride into town on a black horse, new sheriff in town, get everybody in line. But if you were one of the affirmative action 3 interviews, it's like, we don't respect this nigga. Do the players, do the people around, do the general managers, the people that work with them. It's like, all of those are factors in the equation as well. All of those are absolutely factors in the equation. Do not be pinning charges on the bear. Don't do that. The bear has not done nothing to nobody this week. Snuggles is a sisterhood agent. I don't think so. I think that she's not an agent. I think she's very curious and culturally. It's some things he culturally don't be clicking with, and that's why her questions come off as weird sometimes. But agent, no. I mean, we know a sisterhood agent when we see one. Dun, dun, dun. We know the sisterhood agents when we see them. I'm not saying that we're seeing a sisterhood agent on the screen, but we know them when we see them. So no, I don't think Snuggles is an agent. But anyway, moving on. I did want to talk about that. It may be some content on that subject. The Mac Trucker in the building said this is just another example of women being delusional. Not all women, but about 99.9999999999999% of women. Someone tell me if they find that 1%. Good luck. Yeah, that when I say everything is on a bell curve, and that being delusional and irrational, man, they all. That's one of the times when I will use all. When it comes to being delusional and irrational on some points. All. That's one of the few times where you can say all. Like, I don't want to talk about my woman because she's a good chick. She's a good chick. But there's some times where it's like, I know we talked about something, and I know it was explained. I know you understood it when I explained it. But then something will happen, semi-related, and she will circle right back to where she was at. And I'm like, no. She'll keep circling back there. She'll find another way to try to squeeze a drop of confusion out of yeah. Like, but yeah, so that when it comes to that stuff, yes. They all going to have their moments when it comes to that part you're not going to get around. That part you're not going to get around. Coach Ali's Corner in the building says no comment, just tricking. Shout out to my man Coach Ali's Corner, man, who had a really good conversation. It's on my Patreon right now because y'all know sometimes I take some of the live shows to Patreons. We had a real good conversation. Brother is coaching a women's football team. You can imagine everything that can go wrong right there. I don't know how he ain't got me too'd yet, but anyway, shout out to him. That was a really good conversation. That's on my Patreon right now. I may take clips of it and put it out there. We will see. We'll see if that happens. But shout out to him for the $20.
I want 150,000. But we can start out of court right now for $20.
Man, get your.
Shout out to Coach Ali's Corner. Bounty Thug in the building. Pop. I don't know if it worked. I haven't re-listened to it with me saying a bunch of P's, but pop filter. Y'all probably still heard that static. Peter Piker picked the purple. I don't know if it's or not. I don't know if it's doing that or not. But But let's hope that is working. But shout out to my man, Body Thug, acknowledging the pop filter, the second one that I bought, because the other one didn't set up right. Something was not right about it. I can't explain it. But shout out to you for the $2.
Cameras go, man. I got $2 for you, man. I know I'm a little short, but you know, you come.
Sounds clear in the chat room. Well, thank you guys very much. Thank you guys very much for that. Yeah, my camera isn't auto-focusing, so my camera isn't doing, let me get back in my seat before I start back talking. My camera isn't doing the autofocus thing, so that means periodically I'm going to have to get up and adjust it myself. I don't know why I ain't got a new camera yet. I don't know what I'm waiting on. But the quick Watch Gamer channel said camera countdown. But no, that subplot topic that I did. Hold up, don't want to do that. I did want to touch on that subplot topic. It's a few of them. I don't know nothing about this. I hear that there's a counter petition against the young lady who made the petition against Kevin Samuels. Somebody is making a counter petition against her. I don't approve that message. I really don't. I hear that somebody made a counter petition against not a counter petition, but some kind of petition against shout out to Little Big Nate, the lady from Seattle, creature from Seattle, the wigged one. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I said I gotta quit saying her name on the show. But y'all know who I'm talking about. All right. I heard that there was a petition against her. Let me just make it very clear, get my official position on that. I don't approve that message. Trying to get somebody taken off YouTube because you don't like what they say. Nah. I can't get jiggy with that. And the only thing I know about this, like Reg the bad guy was doing a stream on it, and I don't know if he was advocating for it. I looked at him as somebody who just don't care. I don't know what Reg care about. Everything is, I don't care. But anyway, he did a stream on that. I don't think he was advocating or pushing for people to go sign a petition. That don't really seem like his MO, but I don't think that is a I don't think that is a necessary thing to do. I don't think that is that ain't right. Put it like this. That ain't right. That ain't right. You don't like what somebody's saying. They do got right to say it. And you could talk about whether they're right or wrong on the merits of what they're saying. But I think that to some degree, if you're only talking about somebody else just saying what they're saying, then yes, that is a ultimate it just comes off as weak to me. I could be wrong, but to me it just comes off as weak. And I expect women to do weak stuff, so I expect them to do a petition to try to get Kevin Samuels, taken off of YouTube. But men doing that, I ain't with it. I can't get jiggy with that. Is that Bernard an avatar pic? Of course it is, even though it's an older picture. It's an older picture. I was a younger man in that picture. That picture is from 2017. But yeah, so before the propaganda come out that all these manosphere losers are crying and they trying to get Cynthia G taken, that no. Only person I heard really talking about that petition against that chick is about the other chick is Reg the bad guy, and I don't know what his purpose was. I think he was just doing it just because it was something to do content about. I don't think he's really for it. Manosphere ain't about that. trying to get a petition to get some chick taken off the internet. That ain't what's going on. That ain't what's going on. That ain't what's happening. Okay, remember we talked about sisterhood agents. See, that's a sisterhood agent statement right there. Kevin Samuels should start a petition, start a Patreon, and make people pay to watch him. That's her sideways, subtle way of trying to get him off of YouTube. You know, you're so amazing. Your show is so amazing. It should be watched behind a paywall off of YouTube on a separate website so the masses and the general public can't see it and hear your message and be affected by it. I know the sisterhood agents when I see them. That's sisterhood agent code talk, okay? I be trying to teach y'all on this kind of stuff so y'all know it when y'all see it. I think Kevin Samuels should do all of his videos Patreon only behind a paywall because it's so awesome people should have to pay to see it. That's what's happening right there. Yeah. I be trying to help you. I know you own it, JB. I know you own it. But some people, you know, that's how they float under the radar. People don't see it, but I see everything. But the petition thing is goofy. And I hope brothers in mass don't go signing that. I hope brothers just can be completely numb to it. I think a troll guy started it and just let the trolls troll. But yeah, hopefully men don't go all in on that one. Like, no. I rather arguments be defeated in intellectual debate than people to be kicked off or banned. That's where I'm at with it. That is where I'm at with it. Another thing, my Instagram at Bernard Riley Show. Make sure y'all go and follow my Instagram. I will be doing show related content on there. I said my Instagram is going to be a mixture of show related stuff and personal stuff. So it's already just started posting some pictures on there. So I'll be putting up some videos and all kind of stuff. It'll be stuff coming soon down the pipeline. Bear with me, don't rush me. But hey, signing and becoming following me over there will definitely motivate me to get some stuff done over there. So go over there and follow it. Bernard Riley at Bernard Riley Show on Instagram. Go check that out. Jonathan Barreville says, I signed it. I'm against the misandrinor. I'm used to saying misandry. Misandrinor. I can't put nor at the end of misandry. Okay. Too much weaving and sandling it up. O'Shea be cracking me up with that weaving and sandling it up. He be cracking me up with that. Indigenous TV in the building. Shout out to you. Indigenous TV says Black women want to cancel Kevin Samuels, but the infamous website is still up and running for what, a decade or more. Man, I think they've had like a 2-decade run. I can almost not remember a time when I wasn't hearing about that website. But definitely a decade. Definitely a decade. For what, a decade or more? Who has done more harm? I'll wait. Man. If the argument is that Kevin Samuels is somehow abusing women, and those women are signing up, calling in, agreeing to go up there and get abused before an audience. Well, if that's their argument, you would have to concede that with the website that he mentioned, the same thing is happening. That yes, Black women are being abused, but yet they're signing up for it. And somebody is making money off of their proclivity to be abused. The same thing. But one particular website is doing it far worse. And a black man is doing it, allegedly doing it, nowhere near as worse. Clue in the building, he says, once Odyssey and LBRY crypto coins take off, it will be impossible to ban anybody. So petition all you want. Thank you for the says Kevin Samuels or white black women will be asking him for a seminar tour. Goshen says exactly. Compensation is received, therefore it is legal work or in exchange for service. Haha. Mm-hmm. All right, but yeah, I can't get jiggy with the petition things. No. I won't be signing any petitions against any YouTubers, no matter how much I disagree with what they're saying. I won't be getting jiggy with that. Any claims against the not so lovely ladies of the sisterhood, won't be trying to get them taken off of YouTube. Won't be signing anything. I encourage or recommend those of you not to go down that route either. Houdini Unchained said it amazes me that the divest channels, like I don't even know who that is, and the divested zealot aren't deleted for hate speech. Her avatar is literally whoa. See, I be knowing about people that I don't know about. If your avatar is somebody hanging, okay, yeah, a case could be made. A case could be made if your avatar is somebody hanging, but I don't even know who these people are. People I see, they don't go that far, but they just say some wild, wacky, crazy stuff that I disagree with, and that's not enough for me to sign a petition to take them off, to try to get them taken off the air. But a man hanging, yeah, that may very well be, But anyway, no easing. Oh, thanks, Soul Provider. Appreciate that. Dropping my gram in there. I'm gonna try to get it going. I'm gonna try to get that gram popping. But anyway, the whole conversation of conditional submission came back up. Shout out to Ike Ogiamian. Shout out to Ike. The whole conversation of conditional submission came back up. Carrie Hilson, ooh, I really don't know that much about. Yeah, okay, yeah, she's there. She exists. Okay, she made a tweet, but not going to focus too much on what she said because there was a lot of word salad in what she said. And if I'm good at one thing, I'm good at ironing out the manipulation behind the words that women in the sisterhood say. Good at seeing the manipulation behind it. And so when they're saying things like, if you do this, then a woman will do this, see, it goes back to that flat line thing. They're basically saying it's in a woman's nature to respond this way to that. So if you are doing A, B, and C, a woman will automatically respond this way or that way. I think I've done a pretty good job at breaking down rather surgically that that's not the case, that people tend to conduct themselves the way that they conduct themselves based off their character. The character is a combination of their upbringing and their genetics. a combination of their nature and their nurture. That's what forms their personality, their character, and who they are as a person. So if that nature and that nurture come together and form a bad person, a selfish person who conducts themselves in a way that's not conducive for a functioning relationship, guess what? They're going to conduct themselves in a way that's not conducive to a functioning relationship. So it's not some magical man did A, woman will automatically do B type of thing. I hate when people do that. That's when people try to explain male-female interactions in the same amount of characters as a tweet or Instagram meme or something. If you treat her like a queen, she'll treat you like a king. If you're dominant, she'll be submissive. If you're masculine, she'll be feminine. If you lead, she will follow. That's when people start trying to break things down with that with that Instagram meme level of specificity, when they start trying to do that in an actual conversation where they're actually having, when they're talking about something, when they're describing human interactions, they are overselling an argument, or they are underselling another aspect of the argument. Shout out to Platinum Elite in the building. He says black women want to control black men. They don't care about that particular website because that's a white man, or that is white men. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Generally agree with that. Or they don't care because it's so much to unpack there. But yeah, whatever. Whatever. I had a punt, pass, and kick on that one. Yeah, I got a punt, pass, and kick on that one. But that whole type of conversation sort of resurfaced. Jonathan Barronville said, "Hey, Bernard, why you posting light-skinned nigga mirror flicks on your IG? You gonna make the dark-skinned delegation have to trade you?" Hold on. No. You are incorrect. I do not have a light skin. I'm not looking light-skinned in none of them pictures. Hold on. You got me messed up. I was not. No. Okay. Well, okay. See, there's a difference though. There's a difference. I wasn't in that picture by myself. So that's the difference. If I was in that picture by myself, you would have a point. You would have a really strong point if I was in that picture by myself. I wasn't in that picture by myself. So no. I don't approve that message, JB. I do not approve that message that you're putting out there. Now, if I was in there by myself, pulling one of these, yeah, all right. Oops. If I was doing that, then you got me. Then you got me. But I was not alone. I was not alone in that picture. Every picture on there, somebody else took the picture of me, and the only one where I took the picture, it was somebody else in the picture. Okay, and Jessica X, you really gonna go back there, Jessica X? You start accusing me of trying to thirst trap again? Yeah, Bernard loves doing no poses. His thumbnails used to be come to bed eyes galore. Jessica X is trying to accuse somebody of thirst trapping with pictures. we going there, Jessica X. You're gonna lose this one. You're gonna lose that fight. says, I don't know, B. Riley. I was getting leaning R&B come over. You was looking too deeply into the camera. All right, man. Y'all gonna make me take down my gram. Only been posting pictures for like a few days. Y'all gonna make me take it down already. Man, cut it out. Oh man. And cut it out. Cut it out. No, but I'm gonna start doing some content, some little stuff over there. Try to gradually grow the gram. So go on over there and follow. Thank you, Soul Provider, for dropping that link in there. Platinum Elite in the building says, you gonna lose, Jessica. Yeah, you're gonna lose that one. D-Rock Dean in the building, he says, would you agree, BR, if that site GG was black owned, would it have been petitioned down? Probably so. Yeah, I would think so. Black people have a problem with black people exploiting black people, but everybody else could do it and they don't bat an eye. That's one thing that Tommy Sotomayor pointed out. People used to tell him, you making money off our pain. You're making money off of our pain. And he was like, so is everybody else. All this ignorant stuff that y'all do, yeah, it's monetizable. You know, he made that point very well. Y'all do a lot of ignorant stuff that's monetizable. So yeah, we're gonna make a little money off of it and slip in a little bit of, some messages of, if you read between the lines of the message, and a lot of people who are going in on the type of stuff that he go in on the type of stuff that a lot of the manosphere goes in on. There's a lot of stuff that Kevin Samuels goes in on. They want to see it stop. They want to see it change. They want to see the people do better. But while the people doing crazy stuff, they might as well, World Star Hip Hop owned by white people can make money off black people doing dysfunctional stuff. Black people can't do it, but also slip in a little message with it as well. So I've never knocked that or never understood that. If we're going to be operating dysfunctionally, and yes, media-wise, you can make money off of people doing dysfunctional stuff, then why shouldn't it be? Oh, we should own our dysfunction. Nobody else should be able to be owning it and monetizing it more than us. That's harsh, but it is what it is. Shout out to Black Wolf Inc. in the building, and also shout out to SKC. Got to shout them out both when I do this, but shout out to Black Wolf Inc. with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you coming on through with the $5. Appreciate you coming on through with the $5. But yeah, no, it's a number of things going on. It's a number of things at play. But like I was saying, the goofy conversation about conditional submission, and even when they could argue that submission, yes, it's conditional. I just can't go around submitting to anybody. Yes, you're not supposed to submit to the guy in line behind you at Walmart if he tell you to bend over, touch your toes. Of course not. That's not what nobody is talking about. That's how they quite often try to flip it and spin it. And I don't think anybody is talking about it. We're talking about while you're currently in a relationship with a guy, does that submission needs to be earned? If you come to the conclusion that he's not somebody who you can submit to, okay, do you then stay in that relationship and just not be submissive and be this may not be the exact opposite of it, but that's how it normally plays out. If you're not submissive or compliant with what your man is saying and doing, that means you by default would be combative to it, in opposition to it, adversarial to it, or at least there's, will be tit for tat back and forth. That may or may not be healthy. A little conversation or disagreement, or questioning of this, questioning of that, that is not completely out of line. They try to depict us as tyrants that say, a woman can have no opinion. She can have an opinion, she can say what she thinks, she can have her opinions, but the man makes the final decision. To not be submissive is to essentially say that he can't make the final decision, he can't have the final say. I'm going to have the final say. So if you come to the conclusion that a man is not a man who's earned your submission, but yet you stay with him, you're staying on board to participate in a contentious relationship. That's essentially what it is. And that's essentially, if you ask a woman a simple question, once you've determined that a man isn't worthy of your submission, what do? Do you stay with him or do you leave? If they say they leave once they come to that conclusion, no problem. If they say they stay with him once they come to that conclusion, then it's all just gaslighting. And really what it is that they're masculine and out of pocket, and they like to be in that state. They prefer to be there. They're comfortable there. They're happy there, and which means they're perfectly fine and happy with being with a guy not worthy of their submission, because they don't want to submit to nobody anyway. That's why it's just a huge gaslight. The whole, I'll submit to the right man if he's the right man. What you really should be saying is, I will be in a relationship with the right man if he's the right man. And my submission and my femininity is an automatic constant for the guy that I choose to be in a relationship with. And it's going to be a constant until I choose not to be in a relationship with him. Now, the only other aspect of it where some effery, and I'm going to play a clip in a little bit, but the only other part where the effery creeps in real strong is when they even go from, trying to make the conditional submission argument to conditional femininity argument, where they say they're not going to be feminine until a man is certain level of worthy to it. He has to be masculine. He has to be masculine 24/7, but they can be masculine. They could be masculine. They could not be feminine. And they expect this masculine man who, let's just assume, has some options. When he's choosing, instead of choosing the woman who's default feminine, who by default is more attractive to him, instead of him not dealing and choosing that, he's going to choose this masculine woman who has some femininity in her back pocket. And when he go through the map, the EverQuest Zelda mission, she's like a video game, gonna unlock more femininity as he goes along, and then eventually he's gonna defeat Bowser, beat the last, beat the final boss on Mario, and then and then all of a sudden now he's unlocked the feminine character in her. Like, no, that's not how it works. You're not gonna deal with a guy who came up in a damn tutu doing a little ballerina stack. I'm not gonna imitate it. And when you show that you're feminine, you're gonna unlock more of his masculinity, and now he's gonna be a good leader. No. You're gonna look at him and say, nah, he's a bitch from the start. I ain't dealing with him. He's a shout out to Ike. He's a ban. That is female dog, donkey, person of African American descent. That's what a ban is. A BAN. Yeah, I get it. But yeah. So all of those arguments amount to manipulation. And I think we know and we understand that. We should be a point where to a point where we know and understand that. But those things have to be continually repeated because there are a lot of guys who fall into that. And that's one of the problems with having women in this space, even though I don't mind women being in this space. Hey, I'm cool with y'all. I'm cool. I'm cool with women. Like I was taking. I'm been shooting my shots at. Not okay. Let me not word that way. Not shooting my shots at Sexy Red. Taking shots at Sexy Red. You know, calling her out for being the sisterhood agent that she is. You know, stuff like that. You know. To me, that kind of thing is all fun and games, you know. That kind of thing is all fun and games because I know with me and hopefully over here with the fine gentlemen that listened. Yeah, Goshen. I had to be careful with that shooting shots. Taking shots. Taking shots implies something completely different than shooting your shot. You taking shots at somebody like shots fired, pow pow, not shooting your shot. That's a different thing. I take shots at her. Don't get it wrong on purpose. Take shots at her is all fun and games, but one problem. This is the one problem with women in the space is that they try to smuggle stuff like that under the table. They try to they try to do like some counterinsurgents inceptioning of the men. And some men, you know, they may not, you know, I don't want to say some men are not as strong-willed, strong-minded, or just inept at some men just they don't see through the effery or the gaslighting or the manipulation as well. And then lo and behold, you see channels where where men are making arguments. Like some guy who was considered to be, you know, red pill said something along the lines of, if you ever have to put a woman out of your house, you were never leading to begin with. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like he super chatted that to me. He's like, if you ever have to put a woman out of your house, you weren't properly leading to begin with. As if there's no such thing as you being a proper leader, and then the woman uses her free will and goes left, and then you have to make a leadership decision, and that leadership decision is cutting somebody from the team. It's like you can't. It's almost like that's the argument. That's what women try to do, to try to take their accountability for their actions away. They try to smuggle in that argument that their default is to act this way that they know they don't want to act. In the event that they're not acting that way, is because it's something you're not doing as a man. And if you were only doing A, B, and C, that particular woman, no matter how out of pocket she is, no matter how messed up her upbringing was, no matter how much of a consistent track record of being a horrible human being she has, that particular individual woman would full-blown, absolutely 100%
Muffin time!
just and turn into the Disney princess. That's what they try to do. And the only reason that they try to do that is so they can make an excuse for their bad behavior, their freedom that them as modern women would engage in, left to their own devices, which they are, no doubt, left to their own devices. They would engage in these behaviors anyway. All they're trying to do is making excuses for the behaviors that left to their own devices they would do anyway. That's all that is. Shout out to you, Black Wolf Inc. That morphin time, that did literally come. You did throw that idea out to me. you were saying different sound clips, and you said you got to use it's morphin time. I'm like, why the hell would I use that? This was some months ago, and you was like, you was like when the chicks say that they'll be feminine for the right man. They've been out of pocket and masculine their whole damn adult life, but if the right man comes around, they'll be feminine and submissive for the right man. When they just see that right, proper masculine man,
Morphin' time!
yeah, no, no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. Because you don't want to be with a chick. At shout out to ARC. I think he was just I listened to a little bit of his discussion with Melody, and he was talking about this. How that, yeah, he can deal with them out of pocket, masculine chicks. And he could deal with them. He liked to see the contrast. I don't know if he said it right there, but he said it before. He liked to see the contrast from when they go from, being a little more aggressive to, when he get them to be feminine. But women like that, they always eventually will challenge you. They're gonna take shots at the throne. You're never free and clear with them, but they good for short term. But he said times when he's actually tried to be in relationships with women that tried to challenge him, and yeah, ARC he ain't gonna back down. He gonna check you and put you in your place. But if he trying to be in a actual long-term relationship with you, he's not trying to be in a long-term relationship, or as what he has now, a marriage with a woman that he got to constantly be in a got to constantly put back in check, got to constantly put back in place, got to constantly be doing. No, men want peace. That's what Fresh and Fit was talking about on the clip that I'm only going to show a little small part of the clip. There's one little small thing I want to highlight. But yeah, women like that, the only thing that they end up being is just short-term, casual, sexual hookup type of things. And the only way that they can end up in a situation where some dude actually be with them, if the dude is weak and he's going to let them run, he's going to let the chick run him, or if he's that guy, and this is going to come up in the clip that I'm going to play, if he's that guy who don't mind getting a little handsy, who don't mind, smacking you up, because you so masculine that you got to. I already covered this. Wrangle the banshee. Got to do like the people, the Navi of Pandora, climb to the top of the floating mountains. And how do you know? And you got to choose the wild banshee to fly with you for the rest of your life. But how do you know that the banshee wants to be with you? Because she will try to kill you. And you got to fight the banshee, wrestle it down, hog tie it into some grapey position and make it submit, and only then it will fly straight. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do on Pandora. That's Avatar. Avatar made like $1 trillion at the box office. I don't think I need to explain it that much. I think everybody's seen it. Wizard X in the building. Have you ever watched Married at First Sight? No. There are some good examples men can learn of women in relationships from the show. This show is gold. I know very little of that show. I think my woman actually watched that show. Or she'll watch similar stuff to that. Give me some plantation. Platt, I don't know what you're talking about, but I appreciate you coming through. Some plantation pizza. All right, Platt. I don't know what you're talking about. Plantation pussy. I mean, do you mean pizza or pussy? I don't know. Don't mess up my algorithm. Yeah, 90 Day Fiance. Yeah, she check out stuff like that from time to time. Yeah. All right. But the whole conditional submission, conditional femininity, all a bunch of hogwash. Because we're not talking about you being submissive to the random stranger. We're talking about you being submissive to the guy that you're in a relationship with. And if it is in your default nature to be submissive to the man that you're with, then theoretically, technically, you shouldn't be in a relationship with a man that you don't see worthy of submitting to. But if they keep getting in those relationships with men that they don't want to submit to, then they don't want to submit. They like to be in that masculine, do what I want to do, how I want to do it state. But true to form, now I got the part that I want to play time-stamped, but I don't have the video ready to go. But I do remember there it is. Ooh, I wouldn't have saw that. Okay, so I got the video ready to go. I had to go off the camera for a little bit because I was making my confused face when I was trying to find it. I was looking at my screen trying to find the video that I wanted to play. I didn't want y'all to see my extremely confused face. I normally make my confused face all the time. I'm sure y'all know my confused face quite well at this point, but that one was like on 10. But let me get this ready to go. It is almost, you know what? That's close enough. That's close enough. We're going to leave that right there. And I'm going to turn the mic up. Everything that I just talked about today was sort of the backdrop of what the, you said somebody clipped that. No. There it is. Okay. All right. Now we in the building. Now I can roll the not so beautiful bean footage. And oh, by the way, I do want to make sure I say this because I used to be not critical of the Fresh and Fit podcast. I was never critical of it, but I wasn't really feeling it as much at first because I don't be having time to really watch a lot of stuff and watching other people's stuff. So I would just check in at the beginning when they start out with the surface level questions, asking a group of women who, most of them bimbos, and they asking them, hey, what kind of man are you into? What qualities do you look for in a man? I'm like, that's a surface level nonsense. However, once you actually watch the show, once it get going, it do get real good. And Myron, he's real good. Myron is surgical. So I got to give him full props, shout out. Like he is good at what he do. And they are killing it. I'm not just talking about numbers. I mean, obviously the numbers, they're going to be the second manosphere type channel that's going to hit 1 million. They're going to be the second manosphere channel that's going to hit 1 million. Yes, I still consider Kevin Samuels' channel a manosphere channel, even though there's been some debate about that. They're going to be the second one that's going to hit 1 million. It seemed like they just celebrated their 100,000 view show yesterday, and they already had 350,000. But at least a month ago, at least 2 months ago, they celebrated 100,000. So they're killing it. But I'm not even talking about the views. I'm just talking about just the type of show that they run. Like this show right here, I thought I was going to have to do a response video because I've actually watched it from beginning to end. I thought I was going to do a response video about the whole damn thing. Not saying nothing bad about them, but just surgically picking apart everything that the chicks was saying because, they were it was a lot of stuff. And I understand because it's difficult. You can't respond to everything doing the show. You got 8 people up there. You cannot respond to everything. So I was like, oh, there's so much stuff being said that's not being responded to. But when Myron hit the little stop the show and he pulled out, he looked, I guess he had his little notes that he was taking while they was writing. When I tell you, he know how to surgically hit every single point and just completely had them even the ones who came in staunch down on a conditional femininity position, he completely tore them to shreds. And I like to see that kind of thing. I like to see our arguments win and the detractors just left there with their mouth open, just, that's how they was looking. I love that. I love that. So they definitely, so shout out to them. Shout out to Fresh and Fit podcast, and shout out to Myron more so than Fresh, because Fresh be Fresh be fumbling a little bit. I mean, not Fresh. Yeah, well, no. Yeah, Fresh be fumbling a little bit, but I mean, he's still. You look at his Instagram, you could tell that I think he's more of the businessman of the two. If I'm reading it right, I think he's more the businessman and the networker of the two. If I'm reading that properly, but when it comes to these arguments, these talking points, Myron is surgical. I give him full props. He be killing it. He be knocking it out the park. Wizard X in the building says arranged marriages picked by experts. Arranged marriages picked by experts of the show. I don't know what you mean by arranged marriages picked by experts of the show. I don't know.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Ike Ogiamian says arguing with or debating with women is ultimately silly. Not if you have a debate show on YouTube. It's not silly then, but in real life, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. Because fact of the matter is, Kevin Samuels blew up on the same thing. Like we gotta call it. There's a formula that we're seeing, that manosphere talking points being challenged and tested under fire in real time against detractors, particularly female detractors, even though I would argue that male detractors, a Mike Rashid or somebody else who disagrees with the manosphere, trying to lock horns with Myron or Kevin Samuels or whoever the hell, I think that sells just as much. But with women live in action, I mean, that sells. It's one thing us to sit here and talk about these talking points, but when somebody's challenging the talking points and you're defeating the challenger in debate, yeah, that sells. It's entertaining. People like to see it. There's no other way around that. The market has chosen the two manosphere channels that's going to hit 1 million. One of them already hit 1 million, and the other one is going to hit 1 million. That's what they do. Now, as long as they don't capitulate, long as they don't sell out, long as they don't pander, long as they stand on their square and don't cave in, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Now, if guys start doing shows like that where they're talking to women every day on their show and then they start caving in, they start giving ground, and then it just turn into just the damn view, then no. Then that's a problem. That's the only way that I will see a problem. That's the only way that I see a problem. Actually, I'm still halfway upset with you because you tried to say that I was trying to spin a narrative on Myron, somebody who at the time I can care less about. But however, you tried to say that I was trying to say he didn't get slapped when we're not about to rehash that. Don't pin charges on me. But no, there is a video that you can go watch, and like I said, the swing took place off camera where you could tell she was swinging. You couldn't see connection. On Fresh Prince CEO channel, it's from a different angle, and you could see two of the swings. She wasn't even swinging at him. She was swinging at one of the stage crew guys, and the other ones swings at a different angle. She never connected. Like he literally blocked it. So she swung at him. But it did happen to be my assumption was right. At the time that I said it, I didn't know because I kind of watched it on the fly at 3 a.m. But it is an actual matter of fact. You can see on the film that he did not get slapped. 2 of the times she wasn't even swinging at him. She was swinging at somebody else. In the 2 times that she swung at him, he blocked it. So that is a matter of fact that I didn't know at the time that I said that, because I was, being careful to say he got slapped if I didn't actually see hand touch face. But you could see that her hand, she swung at him, he blocked it, the phone did fly out the hand, and you made a good point that if you got your phone in your hand, I'll use my phone. If your phone is in your hand and somebody slap your hand and that phone fly off and hit you in the head, that counts. That's a good point. But that didn't even happen when you saw it at the other angle. So there's that. There's that. Now, Ty City, this ain't debate. This not a debate. I just said Fresh Prince CEO. Type in Fresh Prince CEO. It should be relatively up high on his channel, on his little extra clips that he got in a separate category. You can see it at different angles. So no, you can see that he didn't. You can see a phone. She swung at him. She swung at him. He blocked it, and the phone did fly out of his hand. That happened. That happened. But if it was like this, if he was like this, and it went and pow, and then phone fly, oh yeah, that's a slap. But you could actually literally see it from a different angle that her hand or the phone didn't really come near his head. So it literally, I'm not a defense attorney. Cut it out, Indigenous TV. Not a defense attorney. I wasn't defending them from the start. I just didn't see on film a full-blown slap. And then when they posted another video where you could see it all from a different angle, you could see that it was that no slap took place. That's all I'm saying. So it's really not a debate. It was only a debate when we couldn't see it. And even then it wasn't even a debate because I wasn't invested in whether or not they got slapped or not slapped. I just casually said she swung on them. And then apparently I'm trying to, okay, I ain't gonna go there. And then charges was put on me of trying to defend somebody whose content I didn't even enjoy at the time. I really just started really truly watching them, and yeah, they are pretty damn good. That was the only point that I was trying to make. They are pretty damn good. All right. Where was I? Shout out to everybody in the building. 319 people in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. And we about to roll some not so beautiful being footage. There's only one small part of this I want to highlight. Only one small part of this discussion that I want to highlight, and that goes back to the title of the show. Women say the darndest thing. They can just say anything, and people don't think nothing of it. One thing I want to do is hopefully get a lot of you to start thinking correctly on what you're hearing when you hear women in these spaces, because women, whether they're in this space or around this space, they say crazy stuff, and it just floats right over our heads. Well, not mine, but some of y'all. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. Shout out to Logan JJ. But yeah, let's roll. So we only want to play a small part of this. Fair use.
Cool. That just took like.
Yeah, hey guys, if anyone
is
wants to be a Russian translator, let us know.
Yeah,
we're hiring Russian linguists.
Okay, I got you.
So, what's your take on? So you agree as well that you agree with Carrie Hilson that she's gonna women should be feminine based on the man. Conditional femininity is what we'll call it.
I'd say so.
Okay, fair enough. What about you,
Miss Saudi?
What's your take on this?
So
Can we pull up that tweet one more time, Chris, please?
Yeah. I'm an alpha submissive. So
keep it short. What does that mean?
I do believe that you do have to be an alpha male to get my submissive side, or I'm gonna walk all over you. But like,
a woman has to be feminine to get my masculine side. Otherwise, I'm going to walk all over her. I'm going to treat her like crap. I'm going to abuse her mentally, emotionally, and probably even physically if she don't act the right way. Think about it. We ignoring the alpha submissive part for a while. Okay? We gonna ignore that for a second. When you listen to what she said, and I just reworded what she said. That's not how I operate. But y'all can definitely see what's wrong with that when it comes out of a man's mouth. If a woman is not feminine, she's not going to get a certain side of me. She's going to get the abusive side of me. She's going to get the side of me that's going to walk all over her and treat her like crap. That's what I'm going to do to her if she does not conduct herself the way that I think a woman should conduct herself. Women say that all the time. They literally say that all the time. That if a man is an A, B, C, or D, and this is the difference in that whole I'll submit to the right man type of thing. And this is how we know that it's some BS. What she is saying is that, yeah, I'll submit to the right man, but if he's not a man worthy of me submitting to, I'm going to stay with him and I'm going to be hell on wheels. I'm going to try to walk all over you. I'm going to, it's like, and keep in mind, this isn't just this one particular woman. Because like I say, I attack ideas and not people. But we've heard those ideas come out of the mouths of hate to be dropping names. But I mean, the as Obsidian used to call them, the triumvirate trifecta of BFF. We mentioned the wigged one. We know the dashiki wearing swirler, and I don't got a name for the other one, and I try not to even go there. But y'all know the trifecta. Y'all know the trifecta over there. I've heard all three of them say that. But again, it's not about them. It's about the ideas. It's so many women who think like that and operate like that, to where when she said it, it just flatline in the room. Nobody stopped the show and said, hold on. That's why I did the shock value, where I basically said that, oh no, I'm going to be masculine. But if I see a woman who's not properly acting the way that I think a woman should conduct herself when she's with me, well, I'm going to walk all over her. I'm going to abuse her. I'm going to be emotionally, physically, mentally abusive. I'm going to walk all over her. If a man says that, it's stop the show. What the hell? The same woman came on that same show and tried to ultimately say that y'all are making misogyny sound okay. Y'all are making it okay for men to be misogynist. But women can make statements like that in a crowded room and nobody bats an eye. Nobody thinks nothing of it. Nobody stops and say, wait, hold on, wait a minute. Isn't that abusive? Nobody stops. Said three blind mice. Nobody stops and says, wait, hold on. What do you mean by walk all over them? What does that consist of? And later on in the same show, the same chick was basically saying that, that the whole gotta be checked thing. Gotta be able to put me in my place. Gotta be able to grab me and shake me up. Gotta be able, that whole type of thing. Basically, if you can't do that, if your masculinity ain't so through the roof to where you willing to be acting irrational in your emotions, grabbing a chick up in public, because that's how she described it. If you're not that masculine, I view you as a bitch. and I'm gonna wow out and either push you to the point where you start wilding out back. And when you wild out back, and then now I know you a real man. Now I know you a real man and you can handle me and I can respect you now. It's like that's the effery. Let me put that like that. That's the effery that they own. But yes, we get it. We know and we understand that yeah, there's some women who operate like that. Oh shit. Hold up. I dropped my phone. And here I am about to indirectly, inadvertently tie it all in to a woman that recently, I know some of y'all saw Jessica X stream. I know some of y'all saw that, and the chick was so just completely just discounting a female's level of participation in abuse and dysfunctional relationships. Any woman hitting a man, she looked at it as self-defense. Oh no, it's self-defense. She didn't look at it from that perspective. Stats be damned. Stats be damned. We know women initiate a lot of the violence. Don't condone violence. I've been that dude. I've been that dude who's shoot. I don't want to get into this, but I've gotten the hell out of Dodge, so I didn't have to. I'm trying to be careful here. Trying to be careful here. Put it like this. When men in barbershops talk about this type of thing, you'll be more likely to hear men tell a story. You'll hear a lot of men telling a story. I mean, the guy who's truly just whooping ass, he ain't gonna tell too many stories, okay? He's not gonna be at the barbershop telling stories of how he had the bus driver uppercut his girl, okay? You hear a lot of guys telling stories about how their woman, in some cases their wife, mother of their children, who they living with, be getting violent. They kind of talked about this on the show, the throwing the pots and pans. Like dudes will tell stories. Oh, don't even get me started on that hide in the bathroom. Don't even get me started on that Mike Rashid hide in the bathroom stuff. We know that game. The hide in the bathroom game. Man, dudes be telling stories about how they just had to walk up out the door taking punches to the back of the head. Like real talk. Dudes be having to walk about the door taking punches to the back of their head because they don't want to hit this person. But then they turn around and talk about, well, a woman can be abusive towards a man because there's a power dynamic and the muscle difference. And yeah. And the fact that I'm 60, 70% more likely to do some serious time if I hit you, too, because of that muscle difference. Which means it gives you a free pass to be abusive. And then they can sit there and describe how that plays out, that if they don't view you as masculine enough or alpha enough to beat their ass, that they gonna try to walk all over you and either drive you to abuse them or they gonna abuse you. And that's the stuff that they can literally say that. They can literally sit there, look in the camera and say, yeah, I ain't shit. If a man don't act the way that I think a man should act, I'm gonna walk all over him and be abusive. They can look in the camera and say that and nobody bats an eye. But then the chick can also, in the same breath, get on Jessica X stream and play the whole victim thing. Now, I do got to give shout out to one of the chicks that was on this show, because she was explaining, and she was saying how her mom used to tell her all the time, You don't be hitting no man. Don't be raising your fist to a man. But in the event that you do that and he hit you back, you don't get to do the, oh, he hit me victim shit. You don't get to do that. It was one chick on there that was truly keeping it real. What the hell? I know Bernard won't let me share my channel. You goddamn right. The hell? If you put share and channel in the same sentence, even if you ain't talking about sharing your channel, if you put share and channel in the same sentence, debating on whether or not we're going to talk how much of the battle axe I should swipe down on that. Just timer out. And Platinum, you need to be timed out too. Hold on, what did Platinum say? What did Platinum say? Oh wait, no. Okay, Platinum ain't say nothing. She says, but I'm on Platinum Elite's channel almost every day. Okay. No. Sexy Red will not be sharing. Yeah. Timer out. Don't hide her. Just time her out. You got to get sent through the gauntlet around here. We hazing over here. All right, that's enough. Go easy. Damn, Paul G, you hit her 4 times? Shit. Black Wolf got her. All right, we got her. That's good. Whoa, grown man business. What's going on? No. Don't do that. Hold on. Remove that message. How do I can't? I don't delete messages over here. Damn it! How do I? Shit! I made a mistake and demodded grown man business. Hold on, let me mod him back. Man, get Sexy Red channel the hell up out of here. Don't. Is that a joke? GMB, you slipping, dog. You slipping. I know you ain't just do that. Hold on.
Introducing speaker.
I gotta pull up the. Oh, okay. I was about to say. I was like, man, damn, GMB done went soft on us. I knew you knew better, man. I was like, hold on. I know grown man business ain't go soft on us like that. Then put Sexy Red channel link in the chat. Now that's a good way to grow a channel. Say, everybody go subscribe to Sexy Red, but send them to your channel. That's how you get them numbers up. Look at that. Black Wolf Inc. says she timed me out over at Affy Kingdom podcast channel after we had a debate. Oh yeah, go on and get her. See, look at her. She already got wrenches on people's channel in this space and abusing her authority, her little wrench authority already. The hell going on? The hell going on? All right. Just doing a little extra work in the chat. Hold on. Yeah, man. Man, look, I already told y'all, look, I'm not trying to create the next Avatar star. I'm not trying to help create the next Avatar star. I said it once. I give Jessica X her credit that she did, even though she came in, playing the Avatar star game. As far as content, she became a real good debater when she got all those when she did the damn guerrilla marketing tactics. of streaming up when Chrissy was live and doing a stream about Chrissy, going in on Chrissy, and Jessica X had 500 people in there and Chrissy had 1,400, and Chrissy like telling her audience telling her, yeah, Jessica X is some light-skinned chick from Berlin named Jessica X going in on you, and Chrissy like, I know she over there talking junk. Don't go over there. Don't go. She went from 1,400 to 900. Jessica X went from 500 to 1,000. I was like, damn. There was some guerrilla marketing tactics all day. Like, she killed it. She brought all them over. They came up armed with Cynthia G talking points, and she slayed all they ass. Like, that shit was amazing. So I give Jessica X credit as a content creator. If y'all don't notice, I never get where Jessica X is from correctly. I say a different place every time. Y'all haven't noticed that. I said she was from Bangladesh one day. I get it. I say her country of origin incorrectly every time. But I do got to give her credit as a content creator. But the whole Avatar star don't have nothing to say. And just like, ooh, it's me in here. Ooh, I got a nice picture. Ooh, let me sound soft. Let me sound sexy. Let me try to get people to subscribe to me. It's like you're doing the cam girl thing without being on camera. Now, I give Jessica her props. She did supersede that, but a lot of y'all are watching for cam girl reasons. So even though, to me, she proved that she was worth her salt as a content creator and as a debater when it comes to debating these talking points. A lot of y'all over there just, oh, she's just so beautiful and so feminine and so this and this, and I just want to kiss her feet. Like, yeah, some of y'all be on some goofy shit. And so I don't want to create the next Avatar star. And that's why going forward, if I ever do a one-on-one with a woman, like if you just take the link to my show, you don't have to be on camera if you just take the link. But if we do a one-on-one, you have to be on camera. I do operate in that rule. The last few one-on-ones I did with women, they were on camera. That is the rule. You must be on camera as a woman. I will not create the next Avatar star. And that's where I'm at with it. Yeah. When grown man business give a stamp of approval on a chick, she's all right. She's all right. That is true. That is true. GMB don't be playing around. Game Changer said it only matter if the avatar say it sometimes. Yeah. No, all of that is true. And even Mike Rashid, who I know was listening to everybody do streams on him. I know he was listening to everybody do streams on him. Jessica X was the only one he felt comfortable coming up and having a conversation with. He wouldn't even go on Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. And I know MTR sent a formal invitation to him. See, you don't want to come up there and get cooked by a man. He don't want that. He don't want them kind of problems. He do not want them kind of problems. All right, I've rambled enough. The link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. But Disney TV says, I've watched her streams from the sky, but I will never give money to any female YouTube. Man, I kind of feel you on that one. Even though I regret doing this, but I will admit this one point. This one time that I did it. Because y'all know, I think I've demonstrated that when it comes to the manosphere, I do believe in black male privilege. And so before I super chat a woman, I'm going to super chat a brother. That's just where I'm at with it. But it was one time that I regret. I actually super chatted the broke down women. it was only the time when they hit their 1,000 subs and got monetized. I gave them just a little nod of content creator respect, because me and them started at the same time hopping on Obsidian's panels, and we both started our channels at the same time, and we both went through the process of, you know, building our channels, getting subscribers, hitting 1,000, getting monetized, all at the same time. So it was like a little, you know, content creator respect unity type of thing. I sent them a super chat and be like, hey, congratulations. I sent them a super chat just saying congratulations on getting monetized. Y'all are absolutely positively wrong about everything, but hey, congratulations. That's the only time I ever super chatted a chick. And I super chatted the broke down women. I have not done it since. And I feel halfway bad about it because Melody done super chatted me just through the roof. Like she's you know, I lost count how much money Melody is actually super chatting me. Jessica X is super chatting me a lot. And Jessica X is a Patreon. I've still never spent one penny over on their channel. So when it comes to Melody and Jessica X, I do feel kind of halfway bad because they've supported my channels. I ain't through nothing over there, but I'll be like, black male privilege. Black male privilege. But no, I could stand. I might have to break my rule for Melody and Jessica X, because they have shown a lot of support and a lot of love over here. So I may have to break my rule and super chat a woman. May have to break my rule. All right. The link is in the chat, but we got sick. Hold on. I almost missed a super chat while I'm sitting here rambling. Jessica X has more subscribers, so she calls the shots. She'll make you remove your shirt when she interviews. If I have to be on camera, then you have to be shirtless, Bernard. Take off your shirt, Bernard. That's how she gonna say it. If I say she got to be on camera if we do a one-on-one interview, she gonna tell me I got to do it shirtless with a bow tie on. Oh shit!
What do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything. You.
Paul G said he just spit out his teeth. Ain't nobody coming up in here. I will end this bad boy early. But while y'all sitting there chilling, go check out my Instagram. I'm going to be doing some content and stuff and whatnot over there. So make sure y'all go follow me on the gram. I just started it. It's, you know, it's a little bit over there. I posted some pictures from my 2 little vacations. You know, a few pictures from Atlanta, a few pictures from Miami, because I did take 2 vacations almost back to back, which was a rarity because I hadn't got on a plane and wait, no, I went to Texas. Ooh, that may have been back in like 20. It's been a while. If it's been 8 years since I've probably been on a plane. And then I got on the plane in like late June. I got on a plane, and then beginning of July. So I went a long time without traveling to just over traveling. And so so on my gram, where it's going to be a mixture of show related stuff, where I'm going to probably figure out how to do some live streaming over there. I don't know how it works, but I'm going to figure it out. So I'm going to do some show related stuff over there mixed with some personal pictures. But right now, only thing over there now is personal pictures from the vacations. So So yeah, go over there and follow. Why is that not posted? Oh, there it is. He says Theo, sexy red Theo is still raging out against you. LOL. No, we don't approve that message over here. Theo was not raging out against her. See, over here, where it's black male privilege, we control the narrative. So what happened, and this is what happened because this is what we're saying happened. She came up and shot her shot at Theo when she found out that Theo made $50,000 a month. Theo gave her a harsh nuclear rejection. And then she took to the chat room saying, well, forget you. You got a receding hairline and you be kissing that dog in the face and you're unattractive and I don't like you and you're probably musty. And then Theo said, bitch, I could buy you if I wanted to. And then she said, yeah, you right, Theo, and start fixing her hair. And then and that's how the conversation ended. And that's what happened because that's what we're saying happened. Black male privilege. We control the narrative over here. Who's abusing the wrench? He says, yeah, but I can't be. Yeah, but you can't be abusing your wrench. It's immature. Who's abusing the wrench? He said Theo was like, I got $40. He said, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's totally what happened. Yeah, this manosphere CNN. We control the information. Like that John Mayer song, Waiting on the World to Change. When he was like, when you control the information, y'all, you can spin it all you want. So we spin the information over here. Sexy Red pulled up from half court, shooting her shot at Theo. Gave her a harsh nuclear rejection. When Skeeter Mills, okay, I'm not say that because we already getting charged up with being abusive. So let me not do that. Let me not do that. He went Skeeter Mills without the skateboard on her. Rejected the hell out of her. She pulled up from half court, got rejected. The Kimbe Mutombo finger wave. She raged out on him in the chat, called him a fat incel and all kind of stuff. He said, bitch, I could buy you. And then she said, yeah, you right, daddy. And then that, yeah. That's what happened. That's what happened. That's our story, and we sticking to it. And we do have a contestant on The Price is Right coming up. So you know what that means. Before we open up the panel, got to hear a brief word from the sponsors and then open up the panel. Today's show is brought to you by the Division 6 comic book, created and produced by Michael Varner and executive producer Theodore Young. Division 6 is a James Bond meets Mission Impossible-like geopolitical thriller. The protagonist is Seth Banks, an African-American male genius in cryptology and economics that secretly works for a rogue organization of the CIA called Division 6. Be sure to click the link in the chat room or in the video description to view the comic book. New chapters are added bi-weekly. And for those of you that don't know, when I say the executive producer Theodore Young, that is actually Theo wife, the one who told Sexy Red, bitch, I could buy you if I wanted to, and then she got back in pocket. So yeah, Theo Waff and Theodore Young, the executive producer of the Division 6 comic book, they are the same person. So shout out to him, shout out to Michael Varner, and there's the link to There's the link to the comic book. Not asking for any of your money over there. Not asking for any of your money over there. He can, by you clicking on it, you are doing him the ultimate favor. So go and click on it, watch it, read it. One of the new chapters just got uploaded, if that's the right word. One of the new chapters just got uploaded. So go over there, check it out. Just by you clicking on it, by you showing it your views, your likes, your all of that. That tells the website that hosts the comic books, so to speak, that tells them that, oh, it's an audience for this. And as long as an audience is coming over there, that increases the probability of advertisers wanting to advertise over there. So if somebody is bringing an audience over there, then the comic book wants to pay that person who now has an audience. They want to now pay that person to put their comics over on their website so they can incentivize the audience, so they can incentivize the advertisers to pay the, okay, I think I got it mixed up, but I think I got the point. The advertisers pay the webtoon site pay the comic book creators. The comic book creators get paid if they're bringing an audience over there for the advertisers to advertise to, thus making the circle to where advertising dollars to webtoons money to Michael Varner and Theodore Young. That's how it works. So give them your likes and your views. All right. Without further ado, we got Game Changer in the building.
What's going on, Bernard?
What is going on? Welcome to the show. What you got, man? What you got?
No, I want to comment on what you were saying. Red did, as far as got rejected and then started nitpicking shit that she didn't like about the dude anyway. Like, I didn't want your shit anyway. I do that shit, or I have done that shit.
Oh, GC, hold on, GC. You telling me that you the guy that you would go approach a chick and be like, hey, you know, blah, 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 you know, you spitting your game, you didn't call her sexy and all of that, and then she reject you, and then you like, well, fuck you then, bitch. Your track's showing on your weave anyway. You ashy ankle bit, and then walk off.
It depends. Like if she's fucked up with it, if she's fucked up with it for no apparent reason, yeah, I have clowned a bitch and had everybody laughing for that. And because really at the end of the day, it don't matter. You know, I'll tell her straight out, I have no fucking standards. And you know, I fuck you because you look easier to get than your friend. Like, so yeah, I have done that before. And I also just tell myself that, you know, I didn't want her anyway, even though I know I wanted her. You know, like, I didn't want that bitch anyway. Her toes wasn't painted. Like, that's what I tell myself to feel better when, you know, knowing that I'm never gonna fuck her. But sometimes I'll just tell a chick, like, listen, bitch, I'm gonna just think about you when I jack off anyway, and there ain't shit you could do about that. So, you know, like, there's coping mechanisms that exist.
You have told a chick you're gonna think about her when you jack off anyway. That's counterproductive, because now you're stroking her ego. You see?
Oh yeah. I don't care about that. I'm stroking something else, and it's the truth. But yeah, so you know, getting rejected when you really want to fuck somebody, you know, brought out reactions. I was young.
Yeah, that sounds bad, but in this case of Theo and Sexy Red, is getting rejected when you want to use somebody for their money, I guess, brings out the same type of reaction. I guess that's what happened. I mean, there's no I guess to it. I forgot. We CNN, we tell y'all what happened, and that's what happened. So yeah. But yeah, that was funny. You said you'd tell her what did you say? Well, I ain't like her anyway. You didn't like her color of toenail paint.
Yeah.
Any little thing. You went to that?
Sometimes I tell myself something. Sometimes I tell others something. I don't do it all the time, but sometimes I do need to feel better. You know, I do need to feel better after, you know, the rejection, especially if it's rejected during a drought.
Kevin Murray says, I recently stopped approaching women. How long have you not been approaching women, and how Is that working out for you? I'm just curious. I'm
And
curious.
also why?
Yeah, I'm always curious when someone says, I don't approach women no more.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Women have become, probably because I'm in a relationship and like when it rains, it pours. But women have become more approachable, and I'd say like the last 5 years. So I'm curious too.
Well, I guess I gotta ask. Since we here and I went round and round on the topic. Now we just shooting the shit. So, when you say you're in a relationship, maybe this is something you could school some people on. You say you're in a relationship and you're approaching women. Oh wait, no, you said they're approaching you. You didn't say that you're approaching in a relationship. You're in a relationship and they're approaching.
No, what I'm saying is they're more approachable, meaning more choosing signals, more friendly, like they're looking to be approached more.
How long you been with your chick?
About 2 years.
About 2 years.
But I mean, like I've been in relationships before, and I don't know. It seems because I'm not really out approaching like that either. But it does seem as though women in general are more approachable. Like they got tired of that whole, resting bitch face thing, and snapping at everybody that asks them a question. Like which owl is the lemon squeezers on, and they look at you like you never gonna get this pussy, and it's like, bitch, you work at Walmart. I'm just asking. Like I don't really see that as much anymore.
Yeah, I've been so not paying attention to what's really going on out there. Like just recently, I've been on that. Like I have heard guys saying women are more approachable nowadays. I don't know. Some people are speculating that the Rona got something to do with it. The she session got something to do with it, and all of that. That's something that I honestly can't speak to because I don't even I don't approach nobody. I don't even be looking out for choosing signals. Like I'm focused on what I'm on. That's sort of the beauty of being in a relationship.
Yeah, but you have to come on, Bernard. You notice even when you don't notice. Like, I mean, even when you're not looking for it. I mean, you know when a chick, like all the treadmills is open and she's like, on the one that's like 2 things over from you. Like that's not a coincidence. Come on now. You start noticing stuff like that.
Okay, fair enough. But what I'm getting at is, I guess me turning off my brain from looking for it. Like, okay, when I was out there, the most subtlest choosing signal, I saw it.
Yeah.
Now I don't see the subtle ones no more. It got to be almost full blown. Like, oh damn, really? Like she just cut me in line and then bent over and tied her shoes with her with her ass like 2 inches away from like.
Yeah, exactly.
I noticed it got to be overt for me to really notice. Like it's off my radar. I kind of focused up, so to speak, on other stuff to where I have my source of poon, and so I'm like when I'm out in the world, my head ain't on a swivel like that. I'll just say that. But yeah, you be blind if you don't see it. If it's
exactly. And because your head ain't on a swivel, and it could be, like I say, when it rains, it pours. They see that your head not on a swivel, so they doing a little bit extra. It could be that. It could be, when they sense that you have a source, they're like, okay, I'm gonna have to work a little bit harder because he's not paying attention. It could just be that.
Perhaps.
Or it could, which I'm hoping it is, just like a general social change.
Could be. What'd you think about the part with a video clip? I didn't play that much of the clip because I didn't want to. Well, fair use. I don't know how Fresh and Fit operate when some people play any clips, so I just played a little bit of it. But when the chick said, if a man ain't, well, one, she said she's an alpha submissive. Well, we don't know what we're gonna deal with alpha submissive. What the hell is that? If you had to guess, I don't know if you saw the actual stream. She half-ass tried to explain it, and but what if you had to guess what an alpha submissive is? Go ahead.
Actually, when I first heard the term, it was in reference to she's the one. If a guy is dominant and he has several submissive women, girlfriends, or whatever you want to call them, she would be the lead of them. In fact, I heard the term in relation to that more than once. Meaning that if a guy has 5 girls, she is the leader of the girls, like second in command type thing. I don't know if that's what it actually means.
I don't think she was meaning that.
No, I know she didn't mean that. I'm saying that that's when I heard the term before from other women who probably are actually submissive, it means that they're dominant towards other women. Or they're dominant towards other submissive women, yet submissive towards you. That was the so when I first heard her say it, that's why I'm like, oh, she's that type. Even though women who say that they are that, they never really are. They just know that that's what, a man wants to hear. She went in a different direction with it.
Yeah, she even went further and was describing something that just seemed so cockeyed. This was much later. This was much later on. She had said something like she liked to have multiple guys and they all be faithful to her or something like that. Like she was so out there with some of the stuff, but the alpha submissive thing, that was just outright crazy. Odessa says alpha submissive sounds like up, down, or cat dog. Yeah. Like this shit is just goofy as hell. Shout out to Sick Lid. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate this. See your woman on Instagram, BR. If you slip up, I'm gonna slide in her DM. All right. Infinity MFG says needed to come back and support the channel. Appreciate you coming on through. Appreciate you coming on through.
Well, I mean,
what do we get for $10? Everything you want. Everything? Everything. You.
Shout out to Infinity MFG. Go ahead. You was about to say something.
Yeah. So it does seem as though she's simply a dominant female. It's just that she understands that men aren't attracted to that. So she's trying to, she's trying to sell submissive without actually being submissive. Basically, she wants men to come to her, men who are attracted to submissive women. She wants them to come to her, but no matter what, she's going to try to dominate you, and then blame you for her doing that.
Right. Exactly. Yep. That's the core of why I always say this whole discussion about submissive for the right man, conditional submission, conditional femininity is all a gaslight. It's them just wanting to do what they want to do, wanting to do what they would do left to their own devices. Left to their own devices, she would conduct herself that way. But she understands that that's not a good look, especially to the masculine men that she wants. So she's saying that, oh no, I'm very submissive, but here's this really, really small window, this really little small window that you got to be able to fit through in order for me to be submissive with you. That's
exactly
that's pretty much what it is.
And if you don't fit through it, it's because you're not truly a dominant and blah 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 blah. And then there goes the ego attacks and it's a trip. It's really topping from the bottom. They're the type of chicks that I obey every command that he wanted me to do anyway. Like every time he says, bitch, open your legs so I can eat you out. I do it. It's not really. But if he tells me to go down, he's not masculine enough. He didn't do it in a masculine way. It's weird. You come across chicks like that, and it's a waste of time. Like at best, at worst, you actually do get topped from the bottom.
At worst, you get what? Say that again. Did I miss something?
Topping from the bottom is when a woman dominates you from a submissive position.
Oh no, I got you. See, I was over here doing something that you may like. I was trying to dig up the link, and then when you said getting top, I thought you were talking about getting head, Then I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Where you went a different direction. But no, you meant topping from the bottom. Getting topped from the bottom. Okay. No, I got you. There's Game Changers channel, link to Game Changers channel right there. Moderators, go ahead and spam that out a little bit. Y'all ain't sub to GC. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Game Changer. That's BDSM terminology.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when a man announces that, and most men, and to a varying degree are dominant, women do try to use that against you. Dominant women do try to use that against you.
The whole thing of saying you're not dominant enough, and that's why I'm not doing A, B, and C, or
so a lot of people, and you get this from alphabet people too, like I don't get it, but you should just stick with your compliment. Like if you're a dominant, you should look for submissive people. But and if you are a jihad, you should look for jihad people of the same sex, instead of for trying to seduce others or trick others or whatever. You should kind of just like stick with the willing of your own type. Some people just can't do that because what's that?
Oh no, I was just agreeing with you that right. They can't do it. No, go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of people just can't do that because it's not enough. It's a very small set. Even though they exist, there are very, very few men that are comfortable being submissive indefinitely. And actually, there are very few women, even though it's in their nature, that are socially comfortable in that situation long term.
Shout out to Little Big Nate says call them elemental P people. Did you hear about the counter petitions?
Oh yeah, I seen somebody. I think it was Big J that was. I seen his thumbnail on it. Apparently, there's one against Sinji and stuff.
Was he like pushing for it? Like, yeah, get her.
No, according to the thumbnail, he just said it was immature. But he's a bit of a cynic. So
yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on it? Because I mean, I ain't with it. I ain't with signing no petitions to get nobody off of any platform.
Nah, I haven't signed any of the petitions.
I don't. Yeah, I don't approve that message either.
Well, I mean, it doesn't go anywhere. Like the last petition I signed was a push for AI, and that was like 2012 or something like that. It wasn't, I don't like. To me, the Kevin Samuels petition wasn't. They know that it's not going to go anywhere. They just want to show, on a wider platform that, make him feel unliked or something like that. But you're not really going to do that, with his numbers. Like
the people that did it have really small platforms. So there's that factor of it too, that, they just trying to grow their stuff.
Exactly.
They're trying to be seen. They're trying to make a splash. Is that factor in the equation too. That's why when I did it, I read it and just said, I'm going to respond to what was said in the petition. I didn't even know the chick name. I didn't go to her channel. I didn't look her up. It wasn't until I was doing it live on the air that I said, oh, that's her name. And then everybody else started posting her name in the chat. I think one of the mods even posted a link to the petition. I'm like, no, let's not post a link to the petition. Let's not send people over to her. Like, let's not promote her. It's fun to talk about the petition because the stuff that was said in there was ridiculous. But that's one thing that I'm not trying to promote the person who's just trying to make a come up off of it. That's where I was at. That's where I was at with it too. Because that's a lot of them they got their small channels that they're trying to, let's just say that petition get going and get shared and get to the point to where 20,000 people sign the petition and that circle everybody back. If a small percentage of that 20,000 go to the originator's channel, then you just bumped up 2,000. She could pick up 2,000 subs just like that. So it's a good strategy.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. It's a good strategy. Her views weren't doing nothing. So I mean, but overall, it's some goofiness. It's some goofiness. But we got CJ NBM in the building. Go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
What's going on, fellas? I just had a quick thought about the whole femininity and submission thing. And what I'm starting to realize is that most women who push back on it is just because I don't think they really know what it is, because they haven't really been taught what it is. The reason I say that is because every time I have conversations with women about femininity and submission, it always goes to, oh, you want a doormat, or I can't have an opinion, or you want me to just sit down and be quiet. Because they don't really understand that feminine women, submissive women, express themselves all the time. It's just how they do it. Like, they don't understand that feminine women actually get heard more than masculine women, because they know how to talk to a man in a way that he will listen. When you come to a man masculine, he tunes you out. So it's actually in their benefit to be feminine and submissive. But they haven't been taught that, so that's why they push back on it. And they just try to go bull in a china shop, going about it their way.
Well, I mean, what I tell them when they say that you want me to sit down and be quiet, I say only after you lay down and make noise. No. No, but I mean, honestly, femininity sells itself. And that's why the push towards, female dominance and masculinity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's why it's such a great push. That's why feminism has to be pushed upon society, because it's not the natural state of women. So basically, all you have to do is undo the thinking that came with femininity with feminism. And then, their natural feminine self will appear. That's just in their nature. It's in their nature to get me a sandwich. They're happy to get me a sandwich, because until think about it. They've been getting me sandwiches since what? I was 3-4 years old. Not sandwiches, but those nasty ass cookies that's in the easy bake oven, they used to, you know what I'm talking about. It's supposed to be a cake, but it's the size of a cookie, and they put in that light bulb thing, and you eat it.
I remember those. Yeah.
Yeah, that's their nature. It's their nature to play with baby dolls. It's their nature to do stuff and get me food and stuff like that. And this is before puberty hit, and then other nature start kicking in. So miss me with that. Everything else, this new behavior is a social construct. It's not a natural construct. Now, for some women, sometimes the dial is just flipped and they are natural doms. I met these women, of course, dealing in BASM. They were born that way, just like a tomboy exists or an effeminate man exists. Some people are just born with that switch, and they're different in that regard. And, that's okay. There's guys out there for women like that. That's perfectly fine. But as far as a woman's natural construct, they were born to get me sandwiches. They're gatherers. So you gather me, you gather me bread, you gather me meat, you gather me cheese. That's what you do. You were made to do that. You spent the majority of your evolution gathering me shit.
That's a good point, actually. Oh, shit. Silent Lamont in the building. What's going on? You got the floor, you got the mic.
Yo, what's good, man? Peace to the universe, fam. Peace to the guys.
Right,
yeah. My man's, I had to jump on because I heard my man CJ, we were saying, the conversation about how people haven't been taught or how people don't know. And that's a cop-out. I mean, it's really the same people who told you that you got to be man enough to handle all these things that are happening are just really rehearsed, reworded versions of shit we've already heard before. We've already heard Daggles in the 90s tell you that, I need a real man to handle me. That's all that means by conditional femininity. All that means is, like Bernard said, I'm just going to do what I want to do. And like a man said in the chat, and I still want you to pay. We had that conversation a few months ago. I want everything and I want to give you nothing. It's not a misunderstanding. It's all of this is quite easy to understand. It's actually harder to misunderstand. But again, you got a nigga dance. Oh, well, maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're just evil and don't intend on giving you anything you ask for. Well, they've already told you to your face that they don't intend on doing it. They've been telling you for how long? They not doing it. It's not that they don't understand. Now, this is the new conversation now. Before, it was, you know, fuck you, nigga, when they had choices, right? So now it's, well, we just didn't know. Now you're going to nigga dance around, we didn't know, instead of holding your feet to the accountable and say you were an active participant in this bullshit. Go ahead, bro.
Well, the reason I say some of them don't know is because some of them learn from their mothers who, you know, she ruined her own life. Like some of them, their mom been single since they've been alive. And so their mom taught them to be a certain way. Now, they're adults, so it's on them ultimately. But they really were taught to be a certain way.
You know, I could buy that. You know, if we lived like in some Nepal village, you know, isolated from the rest of the universe and the sticks and the trees, right? But that's not the world we live in. You're not isolated to just your home with mama. You know what the fuck is the right thing to do. Like this that I wasn't taught. Like, you know the world you live in. You grow up in a world of information and Wikipedia. This whole I didn't know nonsense. I'm sorry.
Well, Keith, it's not just the mamas though. I agree with the Nepalese village, you know, if that's the case. But it's not just the mama. It's everything and it's everywhere. Every movie, every show has a feminist aspect. Every Marvel movie has a female superhero, you know, and every action movie has a kickboxing bitch, you know.
Yeah,
like this is everything.
Downtown Dallas, GC, they gonna get their ass kicked because they're gonna be asking why aren't black men protecting us? So they know it's bullshit.
Okay, they truly don't, you know. A lot of them are stupid that way. I mean, when all of society is telling you something, like all of society told people that Jupiter was real, you know, people believed them. You know, it's pretty much the fucking air that they breathe, you know, and they don't realize it until a certain point in their life. Now, you did make a point when you say that this is the information era, and you know, they're more informed, which is probably why the newer generation is better, you know, and they also were able to learn from the mistakes. But when you're talking about the first wave, the boomers, you know, what they had, color TV and a bunch of dumb bitches writing color purple, that's it, you know, like, and yeah, they fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
So now we go from we're the smartest people in the entire Delta Quadrant. We know every goddamn thing, but except how to work Zoom. I mean,
once again, this is a new construct. I mean, like the younger women will be far different than the generation that we're the same age that we had to endure. You know, I'm saying that those chicks aren't naturally like that. That's why I brought up the Easy Bake Oven. That's how they naturally are. You know, all the other stuff came from, you know, everything else.
Then at this point, then you need to be treated like a dumb amoeba, responding to stimuli. I mean, if you're telling me you
all respond to stimuli, depending on the extent of the stimuli.
Liz, I just don't buy. We're having this conversation right now, but right now I'm sure some daggle's holding the stream that she's being entirely deliberate about what she's doing.
No, I mean, she is. No. At a certain point, you stop becoming the manipulated, and a lot of women become the manipulator. You know, like take a woman who had a daggle for a mom. And her daggle of a mom instilled her with all this bullshit. Now she grew up and she was combative against men. And then she's 40 and single. And what does she do? She fucks up the competition. She sees the other 20-year-olds, the younger, hotter, sexier, childless chicks. And she's like, I'm going to give them the same fucked up advice that fucked me up. But this time I know it's going to fuck them up. I'm doing it on purpose because I don't want to compete with women who are younger, hotter, sexier, childless. So yeah. Now they're doing this shit on purpose. And really, like the originators,
game changer, then I'm saying you need to be tossed on an island. Because if you're this stupid, you don't know any, then go on an island and shut up.
Like you can't that stupid though.
And be a part of the expect me to take you seriously in a conversation, and then as soon as I back you into a corner, now you just don't know nothing. Okay, so since you're a child, go over there. You don't get a say, you don't get a voice. It's like when you go to Thanksgiving and the grown-ups are sitting at the table having a conversation, and then you got to go over there to the little kids' table. So you don't get to have a conversation in a voice and rights at the same time. You don't know shit in the age of information. You can't have both.
Well, that's the thing. They want to be stupid and smart at the same time. They They want to plead ignorance. They want to plead ignorance when it's beneficial. They want to be smart and intelligent and have a voice when it's beneficial. It's all about what's beneficial to them. But yeah, something is to be said about left to their own devices. This is what they would do anyway, because let's just face it, until the check comes due, the type of life that they live, it is some comfort in it. It is some comfort in the freedom of, walking around thinking you're strong, independent, and don't need no man. Yeah, when you're hot and 22, yeah, it's comfort in that. And they just fine with it. It's the diminishing returns when they hit 35 that they end up ultimately complaining about, and that speaks to what Game Changer said. At that point, they've already messed up their life. They hitting into 40. They've already messed up their life. Now they got to stand in it. Now they got to rationalize it. Now they got to put out media and even books and everything to try to, woman-splain their way through their bad outcomes. And then a whole new generation, yeah, they do end up getting inceptioned with those ideas to where you end up with a mixed bag of some of them who were silent is right. They know damn well what they know damn well what the situation is, and they know damn well what they saying is some bullshit. And then there's some of them that are just dumb enough or just inceptioned enough to where they don't know. They actually think that they're making sense. Like the stream that I played the clip of, and you can interpret it many different ways, but it was some moments where Myron had broke some stuff down to them, and you could see it in their faces where the faces that facial expression was either damn, he knows,
yep,
or that facial expression said, damn, we really don't make no damn sense.
Nope, it was the first one, Bernard.
It could go easy. For some of them, it was like, damn, he's on to us. For some of them, it was, oh shit, he just made me realize that I've been on some bullshit. Now, and this is where this is where you're gonna agree, Silent. They find out that they on some bullshit, and then they say, yeah, but I'm gonna stay on this bullshit anyway.
Listen, listen, you give more credit than I do. I don't believe that out of everything you saw in the world, it took your aha moment to go on Fresh and Fit. Like it's almost like when you see women on these shows.
You got to think about it. Media platform. What media platform have surgically broke down all of their irrational bullshit?
None, but Bernard.
They don't see that nowhere.
They're not. But all they're going to do is going to take that information. They're going to go to a different show with another group of strangers and then ask the same questions and pretend to be stupid again.
I talked about that earlier in the stream.
Come on, man.
No. That part I agree with. I talked about that earlier in the stream. And I say that one is almost at a 100% rate. Even with a chick, even with a solid chick, it's some shit you can explain to them. They will hear it. They will know it. They will understand it. Give it a week. Give it a month. A situation similar is going to come back up, and then she's going to try to irrational woman explain her way through it. It's like, no. We already went over that. We already explained it. So yeah, they going to come back to that delusion. That part is true. So
we've been having the same conversations in the manosphere. Every Fresh and Fit podcast is a cookie cutter show, and all the women are asking the same questions over and over, and hence you get the 1,000th revision of the candy store analogy. All right. Every time they ask a question, all the women respond the exact same way. Now, what happens is, as women watch the shows, they're doing recon, so all they're doing is just find different ways to slither the bullshit under the rug. So, now it goes from you got to be strong enough to handle a banshee to conditional femininity. So all they do is learn how to, because women are the masters of communication, and they do know how to use words to weaponize, and they do understand that when we hear a word, that we process the same word differently than when they are talking to other fucking women. So we think they're saying something to us like leadership, when in reality they're just saying is, I just want you to run your pockets, nigga. But you being a man are like, oh, she wants my leadership and me to be a masculine, high value man. No, she just basically sent you to get your own switch.
Basically, what you're describing is happening actually on Kevin Samuels' show. If you go back 6 months or even 9 months and listen to those calls, it's a completely different tone. So it's like they're taking a completely different tack with some of the things that they're saying. But
hold on.
it's a rewording, trying to figure out, okay, I can't get there through going this route. Let me take this back route. That back route didn't work. Okay, let me try to tunnel underneath and then come up through the middle and then like that. So
you started playing Super Mario Brothers and shit.
Yeah. So that's more or less what's happening. It's like the conversation, it gets repositioned, but it end up being ultimately the same thing. But overall, and I will stand on this one, until recently, when he got like Kevin Samuels got a million sub platform, Fresh and Fit on their way to a million sub platform. There has not been platforms that big that's getting views. Kevin Samuels definitely, Myron, Fresh and Fit pretty soon getting the same views, if not already getting the same views as mainstream media, who's just surgically picking apart all the BS that feminists have been inceptioning everybody with for years. Is being surgically picked apart, and the world is seeing it. So at the end of the day, it's a net positive, even if the bimbo in the hot seat is on some bullshit and ain't gonna do nothing different either way. But it's so overall, the net gain is through the roof, far as I'm concerned. Jackie's Retro in the building said, did anyone see that video of the black woman that yanked the cop by the collar? No, I did not see that one. I'm not shocked. But no, I didn't see it. All right, we got to pass the mic to JC. JC in the building. Go ahead, you got the floor, you got the mic. My man Theo down there.
All right, good morning there to all the panelists. Good morning there, Mr. Bernard Riley. You said something very important, because there is a part of that ingredient. It's mixed. If something is working for you and that's all you know until you hit the wall, you got to understand there are some people who do know and there are some people who won't know until they hit the wall. And so I just looked at a commercial about future sports. And in that commercial is about, I guess it's about a minute. 90% of the commercial is nothing but women and little girls. I think they might mention LeBron James and one other sport figure, but all the other sport figures in that commercial are women. And it was kind of strange to see that commercial. I don't know if anybody's seen that commercial yet. It just started really.
Saw it. I wasn't paying close attention, but I vaguely understand what you're talking about. I wasn't, my radar wasn't on, but I was like, seems like there was a lot of women in that sports commercial. But they do that a lot. They try to
Right.
say NBA, WNBA. They try to say them both real quick at the same time. They're the same. You know, they do stuff like that all the time.
And most people don't know the WNBA don't make nothing about $50 million totally. They always stay in the red, and they are supported by the NBA. And then you have these women who are complaining about pay grades. And so I want to touch back on something you was talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of people disagree with me. There are a lot of people I disagree with them. But I don't think anybody should be silenced on what they want to say on YouTube. And I don't think there should be any petitions or any of that bullshit going along. Because if you silence one person, that means you can come back and silence someone else for not for whatever reason you choose to do that. So I think we have to be very careful when we go down that line, you know what I mean? Because we wouldn't want someone that we like to be silenced because they might say something to make somebody uncomfortable. But I would have to agree along with Game Changers that there are, and I silence Lamont too. I agree along with his part too, but it's more than just one part why women do the things they do. When you got every 18 years, there's another woman coming up on the sidewalk. And she's been taught this BS all through her life, and she won't know it till she hit the wall.
OG, I'm sorry to interrupt. Real quick, Bernard, can you highlight a comment so you don't lose it, bro?
Which one? By who?
Oh, Odessa Goyaba.
Is that it?
Roger that. Go ahead, Big Dog. I just didn't want him to lose that comment.
Oh, go ahead, JP. You got it. You was making a point.
Oh, I just wanted you to go ahead if you want to say something about the comment.
Oh,
Yeah,
no. I just wanted them to highlight it so they didn't lose it. I didn't want to fuck you up. Go ahead, G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so I believe that when you look at a society as a whole, and there's a mission to highlight the women in a certain capacity, and it's done on every level. It's gonna be hard to get away from getting hit with that arrow and believing in the bullshit. And so by the time you get, just like you said, Bernard, when you get about 30 years old, up in your 40s, you see the shit didn't work for you, regardless of all the pat rallies you had to that point. Then you go have to deal with the realities of life, and that's where the complainers come in. So if you look at most of the people they have on that show you're talking about, they are young ladies, and a lot of them are IG models, and a lot of them is just there for the camera, and some of them just as dumb as a brick, and we know that. But they believe as when they're young, they can get away with the bullshit they've been getting away with. So that's the way I look at it.
Jump in real quick.
Who was that?
CJ, can I jump in real quick?
Oh, go ahead real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, let me clarify something really quickly. Well, I'm not going to say that women don't know what they're doing, but what I will say is they know what they're doing, but a lot of them, they truly believe that their way is the right way. A lot of them, they've been taught that the way of the man is wrong and you got to go this new way, the way of the woman. And they really believe that it's going to work. So they know what they're doing, but they think that they're doing something that's going to benefit them. I know so many women who are in their early 30s, in shape, attractive, and actually don't have kids, but they haven't had a man in years, since undergrad. That's because they really believe that this way of the woman, they really believe I'm supposed to be going on girls' trips and Friendsgiving. They really believe that their way is the right way. They're truly lost.
I 100% agree with that. I do agree with that. But the problem with it is that's not an altruistic maneuver. It's still a self-serving maneuver.
Yeah, it is.
It's basically I'm doing what I want to do because I can. That is a direct, rational decision. Like, of course, if I can walk into a bank, go into the vault, grab a bag of money, walk home, and no one stops me, I'll do it. But I know it's not to be done. I mean, but come on. I mean, these people know it. This is why they say women are smarter than men. Like, because this is why.
Like, but it's up to us. It's up to us to give. It's up to us to give. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good, bro. This is a combo. You can interrupt.
Okay, it's up to us as men to give the pushback, and I think this is what they're grasping now, because they're starting to get pushback on all levels now, not just in the manosphere, but just in reality of life itself. And now that young men have a support base where they can get on the internet and then have a support base that what they thoughts what their world should be, and not be dictated by a lot of the things back in the day, like waiting to exhale and all that other bullshit that women set up and clapping in theaters. Now we have a platform, not just over the internet, but just in reality of life, that men are starting to look at what it is.
Hey, fuck you, Tie City.
Don't we all speak at the same time now?
No, you good. You good. I mean, it's. Look, man.
No. Oh, no, it was silent. Did you? Damn. Oh, shit. I lost the comment that you had wanted me to leave up there. I wanted to respond to that before I go to
Damn it.
Before I go to Theo. Did you want to?
I think I can read the shit off.
Respond to that. I don't know what Ty City, man. God bless Keezy trying. I think everybody mostly agree on 95% of everything, but so don't try to make it seem like people up here believe something that they don't believe.
I think he's listened to the kinder and gentler side. I think.
Okay. I thought he was trying to spin a different narrative. Okay.
No. He was. Yeah, it was just something I said. I think when a little interruption.
Oh, okay. I got it now. Yeah, you're trying to be friendly. Okay, I get it.
Fuck y'all niggas. I'm nice. What the fuck?
Only when you're selling a house, man, you're nice.
All right. All right. Now, if you wanted to respond to that comment that was up, even though I accidentally clicked off of it, if you want to respond to that, then we're gonna go to Theo.
Oh shit, you good? I'm trying to scroll up to find this shit, bro. Hold on. I know I still got it.
All right, go ahead, Theo. You got the flow. You got the mic.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you good.
Okay, good. So I agree a lot with what Silent Lamont is saying, and basically, the women know what they're doing, and this is something when I was simping, I became much more aware of. It was very slow, but I was like, as I did different changes with the women, I started noticing that they were aware. And then as time went on, I was giving different tests to women in the United States while I was taking the red pill. It became apparent that they actually knew. And the thing that always got me, I just wanted to really ask them and say, if your girlfriend met a man who got treated the way you treat your man, how would you feel about your girlfriend? Like, would you want your girlfriend to have to deal with a man who has that much emotional trauma and that much emotional baggage because you know that you're treating your current guy horribly? And I could never really get that kind of comment off. But there was something that I was thinking, and I was looking at the women, and I was like, you're entirely stupid. And one of the reasons why I'm against EPAR, if that's something spelled backwards, is because when that happens, it ruins the population of women who are available for my brothers. So I wouldn't want that because it's going to give them trouble. But when women do this kind of financial, emotional manipulation of men, they think it's just fine, and he'll be ready to be like this perfect, like idealized, like over the top guy for some other woman in the future, and that's not true. The guy is ruined, and if he ever recovers, it's gonna be years and years, and it just means that those women who are her age have less men to choose from which to choose, and less ability to actually create a family. And these women are nuts. So I look at them and say, it's you, the women. You guys are doing this. You're destroying the ability for your girlfriends to have husbands because of the way you're treating men right here in front of you.
I mean,
when it comes to women knowing what they're doing, if y'all listen to the one-on-one I did with Theo, it's no question some women knew exactly what they were doing. Even when the rubber hit the road or bullet hit the bone, whatever the saying is, Theo went and said something to him, and then basically, I don't even want to rehash it. It's a sad story that you was even. It's your story. You told it, but it's still. You was paying bills for a woman that you weren't even living with. You was paying her bills and paying her. You was doing all that stuff, and then you went to her when you ended up out on your ass, and you was like, "Hey, He told his story how he was homeless for a little bit, and the chick basically like, okay, and like you can't get more just outright cutthroat than like them. That was. Yeah. When it comes to stuff like that, it ain't no question, ain't no debate. They outright savage with it, 100%. But
Bernard, I want to run this by you, bro.
Go ahead.
Think about the kind of duplicity it takes, because I mean we're all red pill, right? We're in the red pill space. I mean, this is still the manosphere, right? You know, allegedly, right? So we still red pill, right? And so we understand.
This is a manosphere, and we are red pill. I don't
know. I mean, I know.
I don't know where the allegedly came from. I don't know where that
red pill. I'm fucking. But we understand the whole concept of a dual mating strategy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to understand the type of duplicitous nature that goes into pulling off the whole concept of a dual mating strategy. By nature, this is a bitch sneaking into the museum at night in her cat suit. What are we talking about? I mean,
yeah, we agree.
You're you're a secret agent. That's a double agent. So
yeah, I spent the first half of the show pointing out how to be, well, not the first half of the show. I'd say probably 15% of the earlier part of the show, pointing out how to spot those that have dual purposes, especially those that come in this space, the dual double agents and all of that. Oh yeah, you know, we definitely with that and are attuned to that. I think everybody.
What I'm saying too, and to that point is about knowing what they're doing. That is a very cunning, and you know, it's almost like where you got some guy hemmed up at Bagram, and you know you're extracting information from him. It takes a sort of cat and mouse cunning game. It's a very long, drawn out process. In the movies, they just show you, you know, waterboarding the dude, and in 30 seconds he's giving you info. But in the real world, this is it's a war of attrition, if you will, right? It takes time. So all these things that you're seeing are really just breaking down men's defenses. All this is doing is intended to break down your natural spidey senses. That's why you're starting to hear shit like, her body count doesn't matter. Okay, maybe it doesn't.
yeah, you know, and that goes to what I was talking about with the problem with women being in this space. Even though I don't mind women being here, every dude can't handle or can't think their way out of the situation or the words that are being said when they're trying to smuggle the fuckery under the table. Every dude don't catch it as quick, because I've heard, like I gave an example earlier where some dude said that if you ever have to put a woman out of your house, then you were never really leading. You wasn't properly leading to begin with. Now, a dude in this space, especially if he was, you know, ever considered to what would be considered a red pill, would not make a statement like that. Because if you're red pill and you understand women, you understand that they can always go left, and that is a major factor in your leadership that you may have to cut.
Rather than that too, Bernard.
You may have to cut somebody from the team. And if you understand women, well, I'm sorry, what's that?
Go deeper. Go deeper. You're almost there.
And if you have to cut somebody from the team, see, you cut me off. See, I was about to get there, then you cut me off. That's a part of your leadership. That's a fact. That's a major factor of your leadership. That yes, you will have to be cutting people from the team. But that's I think what you probably was telling me going. They've inception guys with these ideas, and now they got nigga dancing. And as you say,
no. Your exception to accept her bullshit. That is the goal. Because the whole point of that is her not to be out of the house. Basically, that's a roundabout way of saying is she's going to do what the fuck she wants to do, and she's going to stay.
True. They're working on appearance is what they're doing. They put you in a position to say that, you know, I could do this, and if you kick me out, you're gonna look weak.
You're the bitch.
Exactly. So yeah, I agree. That is conditioning.
It's conditioning. That's why I said go deeper. All the.
I was about to get there till you cut me off.
Oh, my bad, my dude. My bad. I'm fucking up. Ty City, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
All right, quick lid, you just lost your wrench. I don't know why the fuck do you got kissy lips in the goddamn, like, dude? Is that
Nah, he's just way saying pause. I don't think he meaning it. I think he's just saying pause. When you said
pause
to Keith.
No, he said go deep, Bernard, with some kissy face lips.
Yeah, I'm saying that's his way of saying pause, because Keith said go deep, Bernard.
Oh, like no homo.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
Oh, I said go deeper. Actually, the go deeper is a joke on about fucking Zoe Williams. Actually, go deeper. That's
kissy lips. Red kiss lips is not the socially acceptable way of saying pause.
Yeah, don't put them kissy lip shit on silent, nigga. Don't throw that on me.
You like for real? Like what the fuck is going on? You just you just lost your wrench. If I see some kiss lips coming from you again, You gone, dude. Don't what the fuck? What the hell is going on?
You try to put that shit on silent. Like, hold up.
I hope that can be left to like a bad text reply. You know, just looking at it on the screen, like go deep, and then maybe the joking kissy lips. I just hope that's just a bad text reply.
Yeah, I did too.
I think no, but that's the second time he did it.
I mean, it's your show, brother.
I think he's fat fingering
it. Like, yeah.
I think he. I hope he just like got fat fingers and be hitting the wrong emoji.
Yeah, I was just hoping his mouse wasn't working or something. You know, was working. You know, that's what I was hoping.
Like Kaya can put kissy lips at the end of every statement. I'm okay with that. That's fine. She can do that.
Them lips do look like Kaya's lips, though.
Wow.
I'm okay with her doing it. Okay, IQ, you're suspect now, Ike. Okay, IQ.
There are some mistakes that men don't make.
Ike is officially on the watch list right now. We gotta.
God damn, he can't fly.
Yeah, you got to take his passport. His what is that when you do something? I think when you got a pending court case, you can't leave the country. That's what Ike is, yeah.
So Ike goes on, Edward comes off. Is that?
Yeah.
What? Huh?
What?
I don't know what you just said right there.
I'll be quiet.
Listen,
just put an ankle bracelet on him. We'll be all right.
But no,
I gonna tether right now. You can't leave the house. He on tether.
Hey, but that nigga tried to look over there, but silent.
Right. Who else? Yeah, I got you. A Big Mag, but I'm just trying to see who else I need to put on the no-fly list. I'm looking through the chat. Niggas about to get put on the no-fly
list. Sorry, you got to take the Greyhound for a minute.
Yeah. They can't even take the Greyhound. Goddamn, they got a hitchhike. Shit.
Nah, my man Ike too classy for that.
All right,
you got to get on the Amtrak.
All right, go ahead, Big Mag, and I'm also trying to figure out why your avatar looked like Mr. Potato Head. Mr. Potato Head. Hold on, real quick. That looked like Mr. Potato Head with Benjamin Button disease. Now, what's up with that?
Listen, I'm a big light-skinned dude, man. 6'2", 280. That's my 5-year-old son created that avatar in Snapchat, and it tickled him so much that I just left it.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is
if it got sentimental value to you, we'll let it ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna change it.
No, it's good. Keep going.
Yo, Big Mad.
Yep.
I've seen the fat white dude before. Where's that fat white dude from? I've seen that before. What is that from?
Dude, that is a Snapchat filter of my face. That's a Snapchat filter on my face. I'm light skinned. So that is one of those Snapchat filters on top of it that kind of distorted the face or whatever. It was in Snapchat. You probably seen the filter in Snapchat.
We got the light skin, but all there's other shit going on.
Hold on. Not going a little bit too goddamn hard. We gotta get it. Y'all going a little bit too hard.
My man, he was making it seem like the light skin wasn't the problem there. Like,
but what I wanted to say, first let me say, I guess call it qualifying. I have been going through a divorce. Well, the divorce is over now. And speaking with a few friends, we would have these hilarious conversations through my frustrations. You know how we are, men. Every pain is fucking comedy. And they introduced me to a few people in the manosphere. And I'm having these, but we having these, holy shit, you're right. Holy shit, you're right. Holy shit, you're right. These moments. And listen to today's conversation. Just applying it to this. I think that half the women know, half do not. The ones that don't know what the fuck they're doing are just listening to the ones that do. And I can reach back in time. Like, for instance, I'm 54 years old. Coming up, you know, my parents were married, my grandparents were married. You know, we were chivalrous, we were men, we did what the fuck we were supposed to do, that type of thing. I remember hearing Eddie Murphy's routine back, the umfufu with the women getting to his African wife and telling her, oh, get half his shit, half his shit. Eddie Murphy was a little bit before his time with that right there. You know what I mean? We growing up, I grew up through the crack era. So men of my age, we worked through our shit. You know, we fell by the Biden crime, you know, all the crime bills, the drug, all this other shit. We worked through our stuff. During this era, scores of black women turned to school. They went to school. They went and got jobs. They got these jobs that no other people wanted. I remember when I got out of the service, I took a job with the New York City Housing Authority. During that time, they were noticing, why are all these women taking a job and men not taking it? Men just kind of were off the radar in the early 90s, the late 80s. And that, with what's going on with all the womanist movement, the feminist movement, things that we see now, in the last, in that 20-year period, they have really gotten supported. They positioned themselves. You know, they did what they thought was the right thing with all the messaging about it's your turn. You do it. It's your turn. You know, again, that color purple. Brother, my family's from the South. We from Alabama. That color purple shit, I don't know what that is. You know, like those few stories that people hear and every woman in the world seems to internalize, I just didn't see it happening everywhere. You know, I am from the projects. I saw a few households going through things like that, but that wasn't part and parcel with every family going on in Black America.
A lot of people have been coming out and saying that lately and pushing back against that notion that whole color purpling of Black America, creating this fiction, this horror story that didn't happen at mass, where Black men were just tyrants and ruling over their women with iron fists, and that's what Black male patriarchy would look like, and all of that. That was
exactly. It was a scare tactic.
Yeah.
You know, and it only happened to the submissive woman, if you notice. Like Suge Avery, nobody ever let lay the hand on Suge Avery. And we all know what happened when he tried to lay one on Miss Sophia. So you see, they were just discouraging submissive women.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Now,
hey, Mr. Fisher. Hey, Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, if
hold on, wait, hold on. Go ahead, GC.
Right quick. There's one part that I disagree with. When you talk about the late 80s, early 90s, they weren't taking the jobs that nobody want. They were given the jobs that everybody wanted. You know, they were given like I know a woman who, you know, her whole thing, she got paid 8 hours to work too. And, you know, she basically, before computers were big, she was just filing court decisions. Basically, the judge made a decision. She would put it in a file, and that's it. That's her entire work for the entire day. And, you know, she got to, I mean, you didn't really see these chicks, you know, spray painting or, you know, bug spraying roaches in the sewers. You know, they got jobs that people wanted. They got to go into their air conditioning buildings and sit around all day and do their nails, you know. So they were given these jobs too through affirmative action and everything like that. It wasn't until 96 when that ended that you really started to see the complaints and everything.
And Game Changers, that you see we all see the comedy movie, you know, where the chick is, you know, at her job just answering phones on the other phone, talking about, yeah, girl, you know, hold on a minute, let me, I got a customer, girl.
Exactly. In 8 hours, she answers 10 calls, 5 minutes each. Yeah. Or 2 minutes each. Yeah. These are jobs that the guy, you know, who is twisting the cap on toothpastes all day, you know, in a toothpaste factory, you know, I'm pretty sure he would rather have that job.
They down at the DMV meme mugging all the people coming through.
Exactly. And the line is like 2 miles long because, you know, she's on a lunch break.
Well, what I do mean, let me just to explain it further, and what I do offer is that there were, and I'm looking at, you know, it may be more anecdotal. I went to college, but I'm not a college graduate. By the time I got my stuff together, my first child was born. But when I look at my peer group, my group of people, we were.
Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me what your first job was again?
Say again?
What was the first job? It kind of like slipped over my head.
My first job was a factory work during high school. I joined the high school, and then I took a job with the New York City Housing Authority when I got out of the service.
Yes, so that's why your brothers get on hands dirty too.
When work during the day. So yeah, BJ 32. There you go. So in my peer group, and we speak about this a lot, in the area I grew up in, a lot of people just weren't on the radar to go into the job market, be it arrest records, be it mischievousness, drug addiction, things of that nature. And I'm not offering that there were no black men to take jobs. What I'm saying is that, yes, those jobs were given to women, right? They were more so available. Now, being a creature of habit or a tiger not being able to change his stripes real quick, it's hard to get a man that's coming off the street doing some fast-ass money, Reagan era year money on the street. Like, I'm from New York. You know, I'm from a Queens project. It was money, fast money, and we were all into it. You know, you had music, you know, we getting in the clubs at 15, 16 years old. It was just a different thing. After like 10 years past my generation, young brothers started to go to school. They started to want to get the jobs after high school. They wanted to do things that were better, seeing their uncles and their older brothers and stuff like that get caught up in all of these things in the late 80s and the early 90s. And I know we can all attest to this. Me, as a young black man at 18 years old, I was told you got to get the fuck out of the house. You got to do something. You got to have a job, join the military, go to college, but you can't be here at 18. But I have 3 sisters. All 3 of my sisters had children living in that same fucking house I grew up in. They weren't encouraged to get out of the house. You see what I'm saying?
They're supported. That's how a matriarchy.
Exactly.
That's how matriarchy works.
Yes, they have the church, they have the education system, corporate America, you have the government, and if all that fails, you can still sell pussy.
No, I mean, yeah. So basically, the education part is, I get it, but I mean, remember, before, you know, like nowadays, you need an education to work at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, back in the day, education meant something, and they didn't have one. They got those jobs, you know, just on strength of being a woman. You say that the jobs were available. They were not available to men. Trust me. You know, I came of age in the late 90s, and, you know, there were just certain jobs that you would rather have. But, you know, because I was working at Burger King, like I would rather, you know, I don't know, take care of an old woman, put her medicine in a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday thing. I would rather do that than flip burgers and get paid money. You know, like, I mean, but there were jobs that were exclusively for women. And a lot of the, almost all of the government jobs were exclusively for women. You remember that scene from Lean on Me when he said, when the woman kicked her daughter out at 18 and Joe Clark went to her house and she said, I'm ashamed of looking at myself or something like that. Well, what if I gave you a nice job? Like, bitch, you abandoned your kid and you gonna give her a job? How many men do you think wanted that job he was gonna give her? He offered her a job, a better place to stay, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for kicking her daughter out. How many men would have loved to have had that job? That's bullshit.
What about abandoning a kid makes him think that she's going to be secure and solid and not abandon any responsibilities throughout the day during that job? Like,
you think like a lot of us think. Well, see, it's only because of her lack of knowledge or opportunity instead of she's just a shitty human being. That's
exactly, which is what she is. And what did her daughter do? Went out and got pregnant.
Yep.
She's like, if you get pregnant, people give you nice jobs. Okay, I'm gonna get pregnant, and then like the next scene, she got pregnant by that one dude and blamed him for not taking care of his responsibility. The baby came out Chinese. It's still his fault.
Yeah, and if I can tell you about the education piece, since we're on the subject, let's stop forgetting that we didn't understand what was happening in the 90s and shit. A lot of these ladies were able to get free school.
Yes.
One, it was a hustle. You know, when they would have kids, community college would let these girls go to school for free, and they would give them little stipends to go to school. So a lot of these ladies, that's why in the 90s, you'd always run into women who were all, quote unquote, always in school because they were getting paid just as it didn't matter what they were taking. They were just getting paid money because they were single mothers to go to school. And more black women are going to college. More black women are enrolled. Because the high percentage of single motherhood and the part of the benefits of giving them education. That's why a lot of those women were in school. But
They
the
gave
problem
them-
is
we
they
call
weren't
them-
born in STEM. They were getting like certificates, the certificate programs, the medical coding bill. This is when, remember when you used to see those commercials? You know, come to
Go to
ITT
school
Tech,
to learn,
medical
yeah,
coding,
ITT.
billing, drafting. They would give you all those bullshit little fucking certificate programs you could take. You don't see those much anymore, but that was at the height of the baby mama epidemic, and they were getting grants and shit to go to school to take those bullshit courses, and they could come out and say, "Hey, I'm a surgical tech," you know, making $12 an hour.
That's exactly what I mean. We call them professional students in the CUNY system. Call them professional students. A decade, 12 years in fucking school, another degree, another thing, another this, another that, getting Pell Grants and loans and all this other stuff. I remember when in New York, it was Giuliani, the mayor, and Pataki, the governor, when they increased the fucking tuition. We protested that left and right. All these people, Bloomberg, they went to school for free. And here it is, you raise it to an unaffordable rate. But at the same time, you got the student loan industry in its infancy coming in the background. So if you know, by design, they know what's going on. They built the trap. And another thing, like my mother retired from Department of Social Services in New York. She was a caseworker, welfare worker. I remember her and some other people debating when they did the expansion of the HUD Act on housing urban development. Guess what the expansion of that act was? Section 8. All these governors, this is when Clinton came into office, all these governors and politicians all over the country ran on, we're going to end welfare. We're going to end welfare. But they already knew that the Section 8 expansion was in the pipeline, which basically was meant to privatize all of these low-income landlords with small units, and everybody connected was putting up units to house the poor because the government money was coming in. All of this stuff they knew was coming down the pipe. When you know you're building it, if you're building a house, you know you need a customer. So it goes into the part, like you said, they were giving women every fucking thing, giving them everything. And that young black man at 18 had to start finding a way to make his life legally or illegally at 18. But if you're a 16-year-old, you have a kid, you get all the fucking help in the world. You don't see, the only black women you see homeless in a city like mine, New York and other places, they are clinically insane. No black women can fail in this country. A black woman just can't fail. It's too much fucking money for them.
Yeah, too fat to fail.
And I know this firsthand, bro, because I remember, man, I was 17, man. Got out of the group home, and deuces, good luck. You know, 17-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go out here and tackle the world, you know, after being a ward of the state for 17 years.
No support.
At the same time, they just giving these daggles free fucking money.
And
but this little nigga with potential, I can't get shit. I had to go grind and make that shit. Nobody gave me shit. But yeah, they were throwing money at these bras, man.
Yo, they giving it up because they know the poor you keep that free money. See, another thing too.
Hey, I'll catch you guys later, man.
All right,
people like
peace, Lamar.
When you look at the makeup of any hood and you look at all those stores around the hood, they are incentivized to give the poor people money. You got the Arab, the bodega, you got the check cashing place, the Chinese food, the Texas fried chicken, the check cashing place, and you got that. What do you call them grocery stores that put out real bad fucking they like low quality good, like the C towns. We call it C towns. All these stores around the hood for people who have limited mobility and who are on government assistance where you can't even save more than $600, which is very fucking ironic. If you are economically depressed, the most power you have is to save your money and do the right thing with it. But they tell them, you got $600 in your account, we're cutting off your fucking benefits. So you incentivize them to spend the money. You got your young black child in school with no father, no male influence, going to school under these no experienced young black females. Next thing you know, the black boy is getting ADD medicine, another check, SSI. Now she can't go to work because she has a disabled child. I had a taxi. A radio taxi that I owned, that I was working at my job. I was doing that to make money. One day I go pick up this girl from one project. We go to get her friend in another project to take them down to the health clinic for their 2 children. They're bragging about the money they get. One girl's getting money to pay her rent. She's getting food stamps. She's getting a monetary stipend plus disability checks for her 2 sons. Over $2,000 in cash flow. And do you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, over $2,000.
Oh no, I was on mute talking to somebody off.
Yeah, almost $2,500 in cash flow. Plus, she's getting her rent paid. Who the fuck in their right mind gonna go work a job?
I guess that woman didn't.
She wasn't working.
Well, I mean,
Here it is. I'm a civil servant with the city of New York who's driving a taxi to make extra fucking money, and your cash flow is better than mine. And I got a taxi, owning a taxi as a side hustle. It's unreal. It's unreal what they're doing there. But, you know, it just goes to my story. You know, just to sum it up real quick, I do got to go. What brought me to the manosphere, the red pill action. I was married to a nurse for 10 years, right? She's a DNP, a doctor of nursing practice. Every level of income that her money went up, the more the less she needed my ass, the more the attitude got worse. Every degree, the more she knew more than me and everything else. And I used to sit and knock my head like, what the fuck is going on? Questioning myself, because I've been told all my life, treat her like a queen. You know what I mean? Comfort her, soothe her. She's gonna go through her shit. You have to be there. We have to be a tree for them to come pick the fruit off of. We have to be a tree when they need firewood, when they need to tie a line to, when they need to weather the fucking storm. We got to be the tree. But these women have not, and you know, I hope it gets to the death throes with the information and what they're learning and what they need to do in order to be in good families. But I also hope it happened in my lifetime.
Mr. Fisher, but just before you go, because you said you had to go, this is a little off the conversation, but as a person who raised 5 children myself, used to bring on all them damn clay fixtures and all that shit, ashtrays and shit. You got to find you a chef, man, to put that in your private room. Don't do this in public ever again, sir. This picture do you nothing. No good at all. I'm telling you, it's scaring the shit out of me right about now. But anyway, I understand we got to keep the confidence in our children, but find a little place on the shelf to put that shit at, you know, before you ever come back on a panel again.
Oh, okay. Again, and listen, I'm telling you, it's all vomit. It's all vomit, man, because it's all vomit right now.
You're starting to look like that popcorn man on the damn popcorn box or something, you know, Mr.
You know what, JP, hit me on that private message and let's get up on the email or something. Would you do that?
Who, me?
Yeah, hit me up on the email, private man. Give me an email and I'll chat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to say somebody picked up on it earlier while I'm typing this in. We did have a program in California. If a girl became pregnant up to she was 22 years old, she get to go to community college. Even if she didn't even was in high school, they would pull her up. They would give her a laptop and some other anything she need, an apartment, anything she need. That was a program that was signed into a bill by Maxine Waters. I always thought it was unfair. And I called on her a couple of times when she was on the radio station. I was like, you want to raise the height of women, but what about the young men? You know, so that is a program still in California still today.
All right.
I do want to point out.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to point out that it's very strange that the education boom amongst Black women happened right after welfare reform. Right after Clinton cut welfare, it seemed as though there was an exodus to universities and student loans. So, I mean, it's a curious formula. Like you know, first you had the welfare, then when welfare was gone, you had the education, and you know, now the education is over, you have $5, you know, of worth because so much student debt. So, I mean, they just went from one form of support to another. And this happened to, well, not necessarily to me, but this happened to somebody I was with at the time, or I was dating at the time, where she was a single mother and she was an exotic dancer. And she stayed with her mother. And
game changer, for you to be a sweater vest wearing nerd, you be having some ratchet ass stories, but carry on.
Hey, no matter what, I still grew up in the hood. Yeah.
But no, I hit that forehead. You got a lot of shine there, brother. You starting to look a little older.
When you get old, your hair shine. What is that?
I have napkins down here, man. I ran out of my napkins now, and I be getting all greasy. I can't.
Well, don't wipe it on camera. Then you look like James Brown.
You starting to look like Kentucky Fried Chicken getting ready to sell you.
Oh, you're killing me.
No, but she was an exotic dancer, and her mom, so she just came of age, like she just turned like 18, 19, and she had a little sister that was 15, and her sister was coming up on the age to where
you gotta rub that shit.
Yeah, you know them pastors. I don't know why they be just sitting there dabbing they sweat
because they have on makeup, Bernard, and they be trying to not smear their makeup. That's why they do it.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
I wish I didn't.
I noticed, like I saw a guy on Oprah. He was crying and he kept dabbing his tear. Like
because he don't want to work about his foundation. That's what they do when you work in the movie.
Like before they go on Oprah or Ellen or whatever, they put makeup on the men, and if they get emotional and got to cry, they tell them to just dab your tear. But I never knew that pastors was on stage preaching with makeup on, and that's why they be dabbing.
Oh, they wear the most makeup
instead of just wiping it and getting it over with. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you gotta get you some tissue because that rag is not doing the job. But you okay? You okay?
Yeah, I found I lost my napkins, but it was a pillowcase, actually, oddly enough, nearby. So this is a pillowcase.
Okay.
I tried.
Next time, try to grab some cotton. Grab some cotton.
That's good. Now, I do want a little shine to me. You know, this is enough shine. As long as it don't look like I'm sweating.
Yeah, that's you go.
Yeah, I just look like a little shiny. Just look a little shiny right now. But anyway, Karen, we sorry, game changer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I killed the story. Yeah, I killed the story.
I'm sorry, game changer.
You were telling about the single mama stripper that you were dating. So this is a good story.
Dating single mama stripper, and we were like 18, 19. She had a little sister that was 15.
Okay.
And the sister was about to come of age to where the mom would have to get off welfare. So what the mom did was she started going to community college. And then when that happened, so a little bit after that, she flunked out of community college. You know, the classes, it was just too much. So she couldn't get the student loans and stuff. You know what she did? She tried to sue for custody of her granddaughter in order to stay on welfare. They will do anything to avoid regular work and responsibilities of adulthood. So basically, she lived off of the chick I was seeing for the first 18 years, then tried to live off of her other daughter, and then she tried to live off of her granddaughter at the expense of her daughter.
Damn.
So,
what was the name of that stripper? I think we might have dated the same stripper.
Well, it starts with a K. Her first name starts with a K and ends with an A.
Okay.
So if
she didn't call herself Coco, did she?
No.
Okay,
it is with an A. Yeah. Okay, no. Her real name, not her stripper name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah. So they do a lot to avoid like the responsibility of being adults, and you know, I mean, basically the government offers a comfort zone, and then you got to think like she was what? It wasn't Keisha. She was in her 30s. So what is she really going to do? She's going to walk in, and instead of for a resume, she's going to have a picture of herself with a bra on. I mean, like, what can you do at that age? You haven't been working your whole damn life. You've been living off welfare.
Yeah, I got somebody in the chat room, and I do have to make a correction. She didn't sign the bill; she sponsored the bill. So yeah, if that makes you feel better, either way, it was her baby. So she did sponsor the bill, and she wasn't the governor. Yes, we understand that, but she did sponsor the bill.
People tripping on the stripper thing. Listen, they don't make money. At least that's what she told me. Maybe like 2 out of 100 make money, but men always tip like the hottest one there, and it wasn't the chick I was with. So it was just something that she did in addition to working a regular job.
Yeah, and it depends. Now, game changer, we have to make a correction on that. Now, it depends what strip club you work in. Now, you working in Magic City, you gonna make some money because number one, you ain't going in there with no damn road map on your damn stomach and bullet holes in your legs and stab marks on your chest. You go get, you pretty much go be in there with 9s and 10s and 8s.
No. Okay, granted. Jersey, Atlanta City, and Miami, I hear are like the stripper capitals of America. We know because you hear J Speed, California is not a really stripper friendly place.
No,
like it's not. If you want to go out of business, open a strip club here. Like it's not. I don't know if it's just that the men not feeling it or.
Well, they don't serve drinks when you can take all your clothes off.
Okay, but for whatever
That's
reason,
the problem.
I hear legends about Miami, but like when I go like out here, I go to a strip club. It's like and I haven't been in over 10 years, but when I do, it's like, And then
y'all gotta understand. Y'all gotta understand with other people saying, OG, what the hell you doing up in stripper clubs? I see the kind of shit you talk about. Well, this was in my early part of my life that I actually was DJ in a couple stripper clubs in Atlanta. So, but that was 40, 50 years ago almost.
Was it before or after you were in the Nation of Islam? Because
it was before I was in the Nation.
Okay,
because it was way back. This was way back in the 80s. This was in the 80s.
You didn't get caught up in there and then had to hurry up and be like, oh no, I was trying to sell the stripper. I was trying to sell them bean pies.
Yeah, final calls. No, but no. That was way after. I was in my early days of DJing and owning my own entertainment company.
Okay. Fair enough.
But no, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I guess it would be a big deal if I lived in Miami and she was like a loop dancer or something, like that. But here, it's just some really. I think she was doing it more just so she can just cat around with the other chicks there and gossip and whatever bitches do.
Mm-hmm. All right, we passed the 3-hour mark. It's about that.
Damn, time I just got here.
You always come on late. I can tell you in California, you hop on at the tail end of every stream.
There's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason for that, Bernard. I don't want to get attacked too much, so I come in on the last part of it. Everybody's pretty much tired.
That's what you do. You catch us while we tired, so you can say some bullshit to us.
That's some bullshit and just skate on out the house.
But we about to get up out of here. Like I said, y'all, I'm gonna try to do something later on today. I'm gonna play around with Instagram, try to go live. I don't even know how it works, but I'm trying to figure out Instagram and go do something on there live. It may be real short. It may be just a test run, or it might actually turn into something. We'll see. But that's my Instagram right there. Y'all can go and follow me on the gram, so to speak. Follow me on the gram. And with that said, I'd like to thank everybody who made it on in today, who participated in any way, shape, or form, whether you like, shared, subscribed, or hit the super chat or the cash app, or if you just watched in indifference. Much love to you. Appreciate everybody. And we are out of here. Today's show is brought to you by the Division 6 comic book, created and produced by Michael Varner and executive producer Theodore Young. Division 6 is a James Bond meets Mission Impossible-like geopolitical thriller. The protagonist is Seth Banks, an African-American male genius in cryptology and economics that secretly works for a rogue organization of the CIA called Division 6. Be sure to click the link in the chat room or in the video description to view the comic book. New chapters are added bi-weekly.